My sweets delivery.
Hello everyone and welcome to the Benefactor at Chaotic Neutral Games. I'm Simon, your DM for tonight, as we join Rodrigo, Kate, Felicia, Nick and Corinne with their adventures in Illyria. Don't forget that you can help or indeed hinder by using your channel points in the game. Check out the options in the chat bar. You can also join the chaos by clicking the Discord link and joining our community, or support us in what we do by becoming a subscriber. So let's rejoin the players for their continuing assault, I guess it would be called, against the Witch Queen as they play episode 111 of the Benefactor. And welcome back, and hello to the gang in the chat. The gang's all here. Lovely to see everybody here.
Yes.
Thanks for hanging out with us this Friday night as we carry on with our long-running D&D campaign. When we left off, the gang at level 13 are after an entity called the Witch Queen, a greater undead. At first, mistaken for a lich, and then they found that this is a form of greater undead that, when they first became undead, were actually alive. Tore their soul to get rid of pain, to get rid of love, to get rid of everything that they railed against. Problem with too much emotions, too much power. Hundreds of years later, these guys come along, and this witch queen that had been dormant for so long suddenly is making themselves known and starting to push their machinations. Why? Not only that, but Rodrigo, commander of the Silver Hunt, leader now of the almost decimated... Aiden, yes. Almost decimated Canelm clan, has found out through Hector, the oldest surviving member, a grizzled old hound of a man, that greater undead have been popping up all over Illyria. I have mentioned before that canonically the greater undead have a machination that they like to do in the background. Normally it's to find a way of curing themselves or finding peace, or maybe continuing with whatever it is that drove them beyond death to have some purpose. I'm deliberately not looking at chat right now because I know I won't be able to do my intro. And so they started looking into the story of the Witch Queen. Once a beautiful young woman, part of a long bloodline of witches, who married a king, fell in love with him, and after the appeal of her had worn off, the king started taking a mistress, cheating on her. In her rage, she slaughtered many people, and knowing that her love would always cause her pain for the rest of her life, she tore that part out of her and became this spindle-limbed, dagger-toothed, 8-foot-tall monstrosity that would probably look at home in a Tim Burton film. Normally accompanied by 4 undead magi, and recently you found out served by apparently her servants in life, who died and then were able to possess their body, much like somebody that you've once met, Olivia Storm. She laid dormant underground, served only by her immortal minions as she pursued some sort of great work. This great work, you know, through Fair or Barebones, was to take souls, use them as a form of battery, and try to produce a demiplane in the void, the place between planes, a place of absolute nothingness, where anything that stays there long enough peters out to nothing. A pair of doors shimmer in the air at a farmhouse not too far away from where you know the Witch Queen to be. They suddenly become completely real, and out barrels, poof, a rather excitable white tabaxi with black spots. Trudging his way out with a wary look is Aiden Canelm, a gaunt, pale-faced, black-haired gentleman with a flowing leather black coat, a strange arcane-looking flintlock-type pistol at his hip, and a beautiful, serviceable sword. And then behind him, a not get the word, genasi. There we go. A water genasi, stepping out with the raiment of the Raven Queen.
Oh, dare you.
The doors close behind and fade as the sun finally crests over the top of the mountains. You're going to go and catch up with Glory and Cora, who have stayed here in the Prime Material Plane overnight. Well, I say that, Cora didn't. Cora was where she always is when she sleeps, and that is the Fey one. And I'm going to put a freeze there as the doors close, because Rodrigo, you weren't here last session.
I really wasn't.
You spent the night in the Dusk Hold, your place, itself a wandering metaplane created by a crazed necromancer and commandeered by the Canal clan. You spent the entire night in the library there, surrounded by dark and dusty tomes with questionable covers, with subjects like subversion, dominance, summoning, and soul defamation, which is where your colleagues have been in for the most part. Is there anything that you would have researched about the Witch Queen whilst you were there?
About the Witch Queen herself, I'm not sure, since I feel like Farewell and Eclipse did the brunt of that. Not
okay. If you want, you can just say you contributed to that. That's fine.
Yeah, that's but I think the main reason I wanted to go to the Duskhold is because, and the reason I brought mainly Farewell, is because I wanted to let Olivia know about the whole.
Oh, we did that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you weren't here, but yes, me and Farewell spoke to Olivia about it.
Yeah, and I also wanted Farewell to let everyone else know what the deal was before, like, formally actually calling in the cavalry. Yeah. Like, I'm saying, yeah, we are actually going to kill this bitch.
Yeah. So we ended last session, Rodrigo, with a calling together of most of the troops.
Okay.
The Duskhold's doors have already disappeared, but very dramatically, a crack appears, a kind of glowing green crack appears in one of the walls of the farmhouse. And stepping out of that crack are several dark figures, each one of them bearing the same badge as at your hip, with strange-looking cloaks and capes and other such raiment around their shoulders, each of them holding what seems to be a small scroll case. You know these as this is a way of being able to glide vast distances. The scroll cases are effectively catapult spells, and they are all wearing effectively gliding coats, which are lesser versions of what you wear. You can full out fly.
Eating themselves the Witch Queen. Yeah, that's incredible. Okay, so I did come up with
the last part as well is, and this catches you up completely from last week, is that the last thing that happened was that Glory walked up to a part of the courtyard, started daubing out a teleportation circle, and with a flash, members of the Green Organization spilled out of the circle, led by Hester, the gigantic dragonborn fighter barbarian that you met in session 1.
Incredible. I do have one thing I may want to research at the Duskhold retroactively.
Yeah, go for it.
I want to research a way. I'm gonna put this very informally first. I want to research if there's a way to pull a Uno reverse card on the Witch Queen. If there's a way to like use some of her like powers or magical bullshit against her.
Okay, sure.
There's always love a reverse card in D&D.
Yes.
Yeah, give me obviously you know what's going to apply here.
Yeah. Obviously.
But also what skill are you using?
I mean, here's the thing. I have an equal amount in religion, investigation, and arcana, so it really doesn't matter.
Smart boy.
I mean, those are kind of the three things that you would go for anyway.
Yeah.
What I will say is that obviously the skill you use flavors the result.
All right.
Take your
I
guidance.
guess. Thank you. So that's an extra D4. So I imagine it will be something arcana related because I'm specifically looking for a way of basically again Uno reverse card. You know, like
Yeah.
you know, using some of her like powers or whatever against her. So yeah, advantage plus guidance. Okay.
Each queen. What are you
That's-
guys doing?
That's 27.
27.
Nice.
So
Yeah.
a lot of these books have been annotated because it wasn't your generation that got the dust cold. You've had it for generations.
Yeah.
You pull out books and you can see that the books have got bookmarks and tags and folded bits of parchment put there by previous commanders, including your mother, who have been writing down how to deal with things like this. It talks about greater undead having a form of domination or aberration of undead under their command. They can use this on a living being for fear. You know that you're particularly resistant to that type of fear because of your transmutation. The kind of aberration or admonishment that they can use on the undead, you're pretty sure that you could probably do something with your blood.
Okay.
Your blood has got a certain level of gnosis, the kind of energy form that makes up ghosts and spirits and specters and things like that. You could potentially dominate just by sheer force of will. You could probably dominate an undead into obeying you until someone pushed it back. So that's the first thing that you get. Okay, that was kind of a bonus.
All right.
The core of the Witch Queen's power is arcane. She made herself undead through arcane means, necromancy, of course, being an arcane and a divine art. She keeps herself going through the original spell. So the spell that she cast hundreds upon hundreds of years ago was a permanent effect. It's like a permanent alter self. And everything that stems from that is her knowledge of the arcane. So it's not like going up against an undead to a certain extent, it's going up against a wizard. However, she opens up the door to the maelstrom. Maelstrom is the source of all magic in an area. It feeds into people either through natural means because it suffuses all of life. It's like the force in that way, I guess. It is filtered through the gods and given to clerics in like packages of spells that are forged by the gods themselves by their will. In the case of wizards, they learn how to feed the energy into themselves, to weave it into these complicated structures, and then throw it out spells. In the case of warlocks, it's their it's
like
their
clerics?
it's like clerics, but the patrons do it instead. The only people who do this just by sheer seat of their pants
Sorcerers.
is the sorcerers.
Of course.
Okay.
Fucking
Most
sorcerers.
sorcerers have a way that they do it. So you have divine sorcerers, again, connect to gods, or have a mote of divinity in themselves. Shadow, same thing. Infernal, same thing. Draconic, so in the case of Glory, she actually has a biological modem inside herself, and that's her
Dragon
draconic
blood, yeah.
So dragon blood, dragons instinctively know how to cast magic. They know how to feed the maelstrom's energy into themselves and project it. Dragon breath isn't done biologically. Dragon breath is a magical thing. In Ilaria, they don't have like fuel glands or anything like that, although there's a certain amount of biology that crosses over into magic, but it is both arcana and biology at the same time, which is weird because, again, dragons are magical creatures. And then you get down to the wild magic guys, the people who literally riff magic. In the case of the Witch Queen, she is equal parts wizard and sorcerer. She has the knowledge of arcana, but she has to weave it herself. which means that most of the stuff that she probably does is done slowly and through ritual means. When she's using spells, regularly, you have a feeling that she does it carefully, that she doesn't do as much magic or highbrow magic, or high circle magic, as we call it, because all the levels, spell levels, are called circles in this world. She probably wouldn't do anything like 6th or higher, or maybe even 5th or circle or higher, unless she was super desperate. So when you're researching it, there's no way of pulling the Uno reverse card on her, but with that score, you do learn about how she operates.
Okay. At least
I didn't want to just give you the you can't do that.
Yeah.
I just didn't want to do that.
I know, but it gives an insight into the engine, and if you have insight into the engine, you know how to break it.
Yeah.
So I'll probably relay that information to people who know more about magic nonsense than me.
Magic nonsense.
Yeah, aka Farewell and or Glory.
Sure.
Actually,
I know
Farewell
about
and
magic.
Glory.
I know
Yeah.
about magic.
The TLDR on that, for the, because you had the bonus stuff obviously, but the TLDR for the main score, which I've just told you, is if you can force her to use high level magic, it's dangerous for her.
Good. Yeah, I will relay this information to the. Actually, now that I think about it, it's the entire party, because I'm just realized that I'm the only non-magic user in the fucking party. Incredible. So, but yeah, that's something
You
will let
cast
everyone know.
fist.
Well, no, he works more
Not
on
fist wizard, but you
on
cast sword.
traditions
cast sword.
and rituals, and
And my
he's got more
favorite-
Buffy
And gun.
magic rather
Gun.
than you guys
Cast
have got
gun.
kind of like sword in the stone magic. So yeah. Oh,
I cast gun. That's my
I cast
favorite
gun.
spell.
Yeah, you cast
Fuck.
gun.
they're good at what they're good at.
Yeah.
So, the Green Organization, 20 trained soldiers, headed by Hester herself, spill out. All the soldiers, apart from Hester, has regular flying brooms. They also have this grey cloak, the envy of Eclipse of the Moon, as these are cloaks of greater invisibility. They can fight invisible if they wish.
Give me.
You're
Hester,
broken
on the other
enough as
hand,
it is.
Give me.
Hester, on the other hand, has no broom, being that she's too big for one. She is gigantic. What she has instead is a large, round gladiator's shield that when she throws it on the floor, it starts hovering about a foot from the floor.
Is
She
it
steps-
literally that fucking animation, like that Zelda animation from the 90s, where Link literally throws a bomb, puts his shield on his feet, jumps on the bomb, and the bomb propels him forward, and he literally starts flying on the shield.
Oh,
Oh, we
shit,
just
Stygian, thank you very much.
Oh, dang.
I didn't even recognize the noise. I was like, wait, what?
and
Yeah.
welcome your yeah, it's like we didn't recognize the noise because
finally
this
a
never
subscriber.
happens.
I'm finally a subscriber. Holy shit.
So yes,
so
Ed
much,
is now a
Kevin.
subscriber, and
Vic as well.
Kate and Vic. So thank you very much, mate. Thank you very
Thank
much.
you so much,
dude.
Kevin.
Thank you.
Oh, you're too kind, Kevin.
So yeah, just got me off track there. Yeah, she throws the shield on the floor. It hovers about a foot off the floor. She steps onto it, and her plate boots go clunk, clunk as a kind of magnetic effect goes off. This is her flight ability, is that she has a flying shield instead of a
Who
flying
needs a
broom.
floating disc, eh? Tensor ain't got shit on her.
And so yes, you now have the Canelm clan headed by Hector, and you've got the Green Organization headed by Hester. I didn't plan those to sound the same. They literally
Yeah.
occurred years away from each other. So it's only now they've come together. And we do
Worlds
have
collide.
one more ace in the hole, which Cora hasn't called up just yet. So
Fate
a
nonsense.
winding V-shaped valley with a twisting river at the bottom of it is between you and the Witch Queen. You have a map to get there. However, you're not going to use that path. You're not going to use the map. You have a way to fly. The flying carpet
A few
is
ways
waiting
to
for you.
fly, to be honest.
Actually, yeah, a few ways to fly. This is where I am going to have to put my hands up. I didn't write it down in my notes, Kate. I was going to say Cora, but same thing. Did the Sunhawk appear?
Yes.
I
Yes,
think
you did
so,
say
yeah. The Sunhawk appeared.
Yeah, so
But
a
yeah.
golden beam of light came out of a crack in the clouds and flying down, landing neatly, superhero style, in front of Cora is this beautiful Sunhawk, a fey creature, light emitting from its plumage, and a almost like a peacock tail, but never opens up, just like a kind of a peacock's closed tail.
Aiden's gonna try
coming
as
out the
hard
back.
as he can to not look at it because the last thing he wants while fighting the Witch Queen is a fucking migraine.
Thankfully, it's kind of a
You get
dull
those
sunlight
flashing
glow.
lights and
Yeah.
like, oh no, it's all stuff.
Yeah.
Like,
It's saddled and ready for Sakura to mount it.
I mean, I'm totally going to.
I mean, why wouldn't you?
I mean,
This
yeah,
is
no.
probably
Exactly.
the most embarrassed flex ever, isn't it? It's like getting on this shining hawk going,
You know,
What?
I think Cora's just
What?
gonna be like, ha, and just like turn her outfit into like absolute like.
Oh, show
fey
off, why don't you?
Yeah, like she's like, I'm gonna get on a Sunhawk. I mean, I might as well just.
what
go
does
for
one
it.
wear when one goes on a sunhawk? Well, the full
The full
shining. So
regalia,
you're doing the
yeah.
full shining gold armor, the
I think
tabard.
so.
The, yeah, okay.
Yeah.
So the sunrise with the castle in front.
Sure,
on your
yeah,
tabard.
it's just like,
and, yep,
Let's do
okay.
this. Like, if I'm gonna go out, I might as well go out shining.
Sure.
I think I will also summon the Pegasus though,
Pegasus.
because I have one.
Yeah,
and-
because
That's
I was
too
going to give you.
much.
Yeah, I was going to give you one mount, and you're just like, oh look, I've got two.
Well, I think she's also like, I don't know though, the Pegasus. I'm assuming the Pegasus could be potentially dismissed by some sort of dispel magic thing. Don't
Yes,
know
'cause
about
it is
the
a spell.
Fae, but so
I know the
it's so-
Sunhawk is not summoned according to a spell.
No, so it's sort of a backup for someone. It's a backup / ride for someone else if they don't want to use the carpet or if we want to split off in any way and stuff. It's like
Yeah.
it's good to have another mount. We've got one. Why not?
Yeah. Okay. With a gesture, Cora casts kind of very lackadaisically because you gained this instinctively when you drunk that fucking thing. Just there's a burst of this time silver light, and standing there resplendent. It's a beautiful white horse with very large wings.
I did just realise that by now the flask would have refilled itself. Just throwing that out there.
Probably, yeah.
Oh.
It
Yeah,
probably
it would have
would've.
recorded. It's recovered enough charges to refill itself, but we will save that for another time.
That
It's
is
a surprise
bullshit
jewel that
for
will help
Why
us
another
did they
later.
give them the
time.
flask of a trickster god? Why? Okay.
Do you hate yourself?
You have no one to blame but yourself.
I have a question. With everyone on the carpet and the size of the carpet, which is pretty big, would Cora know like, if I was to summon 3 creatures from my rust bag at this point, and
Or it's
say
like,
it became
Pokemon, I choose you.
She's unpacking it. I was like Sunhawk, Pegasus,
wait, what have I
and
got here?
Pokemon.
Like, it's just I always forget, and then we start a battle, and I'm like, I have 3 actions to waste pulling out creatures. Like I could do
Yeah.
that now, but I don't want to do it. Obviously, if they won't fit on the carpet, I'll wait until we get there.
Well,
but
to
I
a
do want to
certain-
do it before we initiate combat.
to a certain extent, depending what you pull out,
Well, that's
they
what
will
I
fit on the
mean.
carpet.
There's
And you
giant
can make
goat,
space
giant
by
boar.
putting some of your party on the Pegasus instead.
Yeah, I mean, because if I summoned a giant goat, a giant boar, and a brown bear, say, it's gonna be problematic, right?
It might get a bit tasty, yeah.
Yeah. So
I mean, you can pull them out one at a time
I'm
rather than
gonna
pulling
pull-
out all 3 Furbies and
yeah,
going. Woof.
yeah. I'm gonna pull one out now and just see what I get.
Yeah, you've got the table there, yeah.
Yeah.
I better get my phone actually because I'm going to need this.
Yeah, I was like, I should have got my dice tray. Oh, the lion turns up. Nice.
So,
Just for the general.
needless to say, the
You know,
farmer,
that's very on brand.
I know, great.
and all of his farm hands have been watching with absolute
Yeah.
awe
Yeah, these poor farmers.
as a door appears and disappears. People just start pouring out of, well, his house for one thing, a big crack in his house that has now healed itself up. These people have arrived with like more magical items than he's ever seen in his entire life. Then the Sunhawk, then the Pegasus, and now a frickin' lion. And you do actually see him go, well, of course, a lion. Why not? Why not? And he just throws his hands up.
Aiden's a bit kind of embarrassed. There's an energy of like get on with it, intimidating.
And yes, Stygian, this is Felicia's book back here. We have one for each of the characters. Which is part of the intro as well, which I did on Google Slides.
And he's so proud. He's so proud.
They're so ashamed.
Hey man, nothing breeds creativity more than like restrictions or stuff like that. So,
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna leave it at the lion for now and just try and remember that I have 2 more things.
Yep. I'm going to write down that you have a lion. I've got a
Yes.
whole menagerie list here. Lion.
Yeah, I feel
Pegasus.
I feel like I should start
Which in the
notes for
wardrobe?
the first time
I mean,
in a
don't
while.
worry. I only had like 50 other characters
It
before
is
the Fae
getting-
turned up. Don't mind
It
me.
is
I mean,
getting a little Narnia out here.
Yeah. Oh.
Put it this way: if someone did a tapestry just of this moment, it'd be fucking epic. Okay.
With that said, Cora, is the lion you pulled out an allegory for Jesus?
No.
Okay.
It's an allegory for biting people until they bleed to death.
this.
You believe what you want to believe,
All right.
but no.
I'm calling dibs on the unicorn.
Yeah.
I'm not getting on the carpet.
You
with
don't
the
have a
lion.
unicorn yet. There
Pegasus.
is a
No, the
what's
Pegasus. I think he meant the
there is
Pegasus.
a 1 in
Sorry.
14 chance that a unicorn will turn up in this session.
He, he's
I
jumping on
also
the
want.
Pegasus.
I also
Actually,
want.
sorry,
to
it's
call
1
dibs
in
on Pegasus.
31, I think it is. I can't remember how the.
I'm
magic table
happy
is
with my
divided.
carpet. Unless Glory's gonna turn into a rideable dragon, I'm happy with my carpet.
I
That
also
would be
want.
amazing. Like Cora pulls out all these things, and then Glory just goes, "Boom, dragon!" And you're like,
She just
For
turns into
God's
an
sake!
adult black dragon, and
I
we're all just
tried.
like, "How long have you been sat on that?"
yeah.
Can we like?
It's
It's
just
more of a
typical.
druid thing. Like my druid in the other game can actually turn into a dragon because
Wow.
of story reasons.
Nice.
But
There's joy of dragons. Yeah. I mean druids. Yeah.
Very
Aiden
good.
is also gonna want dibs on the Pegasus, and Aiden is like, okay, can we like get onto the killing
Share.
the greater undead part? I would really appreciate that.
I will point out you don't need dibs on the Pegasus, being that you can actually manifest black wings.
That's true.
I know,
you freaking
but-
can fly, dude.
I forget I can fly,
can
and I'm
fly.
gonna make that canon and say that Aiden forgets he can fly.
Ah.
Sure. Okay. Sure. Okay.
Someone push
Anything
him
else?
off
I've got a lion, a Pegasus, Sunhawk, 30 members of the Canelm clan, 20 members of the Green Organization,
Would this be
two
would
two
this would make
familiars,
you
and
very-
all of you. Have I missed anything?
Would
I
you,
want a
the,
bird
uh,
and a milkshake.
would you be very
Fae
upset if I
people.
summoned my?
They haven't
Celestial?
turned up yet.
You summon your
Sorry,
what?
Nick.
I said, would you be very upset if I summoned my Celestial?
Oh, well, put it this way, it's going to be a very brief battle, isn't it? Yeah, I mean, it's like, we need an army, and 5 of you go, oh yeah, no problem.
Yeah, no problem.
Everyone done.
This
Do we
is-
even need
this
to
is
turn
getting
up?
some,
You
like-
guys just do your thing.
This is getting some proper like Naruto level shit. You know what I mean? It's like we can't come up with any more spells. Fuck it. Begin the summoning.
God, like this is the I wanna say this is the Imperial Guard approach to solving problems. Just throw as many bodies as possible and curb stomp it to death.
I'm going to use that Brannigan in this.
I mean, many of you will die. and by many I mean pretty much all
Much
of you.
all of you.
But I will live, and that is the important thing that we are discovering today.
Also, Simon, you asked if there is anything else we want, and I said, yeah, a burger and a milkshake. Can I get that?
The
After we have killed them.
farmer's given you probably the constituents for those things, because farmer. Yeah. How you rearrange it so it becomes those things is up to you. Tear open the loaf, put some cow inside, and put the milk in, make it thick. Yeah, whatever.
I know,
right.
I know it's terrible, but I am really so tempted to blow my 6th level spell and create me some undead minions, but I'm not gonna do it.
Don't
He says that now.
traumatize
You
the
wait
poor
till we get there, and
farmers.
he's like,
Hey.
just blow that.
You summon them. You've got to get them there. I narratively said how all the other fuckers are getting.
Yeah,
I'm
don't
just,
do it
you know.
until we're there.
I think this is too much.
Also,
Let's
a
just-
reminder for everybody to reset their hit points and stuff because we've had long rests.
I haven't
Oh, yeah.
touched it.
Yeah, we
since
also need
last
to
time.
switch on the D&D Beyond overlay.
Yes, because this would be quite important to have the
We
overlay
thought
on.
that was on.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Streaming tools extensions. Here we go. I've got it here.
Yeah.
D&D Beyond.
Still gonna take a long rest just in case.
Setters overlay 1. It's already on.
It's not showing when you
no.
go onto the thing.
Okay.
You might have to go into...
Oh, I know why. If you what's the word? Refresh it, because the title and which channel we're on determines whether the overlay appears.
Oh yeah, so if you just refresh the stream, it comes
Oh
up.
yeah, now it's back.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Let's go kill an undead.
Let's
Yeah.
go kill a greater undead, shall we?
And you move out. Cora jumps onto the Sunhawk, and with a beautiful cry, this kind of honeyed cry, the Sunhawk opens its wings and lifts off with quite some speed. The Pegasus rears, and the commander of the Silver Hunt on its back charges down the road, because the unicorn requires a little, not unicorn, I'm doing it now. The Pegasus requires a little bit of, it has to go to 88 miles an hour kind of thing, and lifts off into the air as
I
well.
will name it DeLorean.
Dolores. I presume that Glory, Eclipse, and Farewell get onto the carpet.
No, I called Bagsies onto the Pegasus, man. I'm on the horse.
Okay, you're on
Oh,
there
I
with
thought
Iden.
Ida was on the
sure.
horse.
We can be 2 bros on
yeah,
a horse.
Yeah.
Two bros
There's
on a
nothing.
horse.
There's nothing wrong with that. Just
Yeah,
2
I'm fine with
bros.
So
on a
I'm
horse.
stuck alone.
2 millimeter
with
away
Laura.
because they're not gay.
And a lion. You know, there's a tabaxi, a tiefling, and a lion on a carpet. You know.
I can't believe you just said that, Felicia. All I've got now is, Iden gets onto the horse, and Farewell goes and jumps on, and the battle cry, "No homo!"
I mean, Nathan doesn't give a shit. The only thing he's concerned about is how comfortable it's going to be, but he doesn't give a shit.
Pegasi are magical
not
creatures.
gay.
They are able to bestow an enchantment on the rider if they choose for someone to ride on them, to be able to stay on.
First of all, this is proper bro shit. So there's no requirement to yell "no homo." This is purely 100% bro stuff. It's
Bro.
fine.
Yeah, because riding
Right.
Pegasuses and unicorns
Yes.
is bro stuff.
Yes.
Yes.
Damn right.
Glory and Eclipse get onto the carpet, joined very swiftly by this lion that just kind of, as it lands on the carpet, just kind of goes and slumps down on its paws, looking up expectantly at Cora, because Cora is the one who controls it, and it's just there as if to say, "Take me to her."
Aww.
I want my mom. Thank you, mom.
Hester, on the other hand, says, "Come on, you lot, you're being left behind," and she kicks the floating shield forward, rushes, throws herself onto the shield, and straight up in this weird curve She's there leaning forward as this strange air shimmer is appearing under the shield. There's
was
this
her name
sudden
again?
shh.
What was her
This
name
what?
again?
Hester.
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 The Dragonborn we met in episode 2.
Yeah, episode 1 I think. I think it was the end of episode 1, and then you had her mostly in episode 2.
I think, yeah.
The rest of the Green Organization, cloaks billowing behind them. The full Harry Potter Quidditch team going up behind Hester, who, in comparison to these people now narrowly on their flying brooms, looks positively cumbersome in comparison. The
Engage stealth fields.
the blood hunters all look at first to Aiden, who is now galloping down the road and just about to fly off. Look at him, and Hector goes, "I'm here too," and holds out this, spell scroll. The spell scroll can't be opened. The scroll is inside. It's something that can actually be recharged. And he goes, up, throws the his hand down as if he's about to throw the spell scroll on the floor, but actually keeps hold of it. He just flicks it to the floor. And as he does so, he gets thrown about 1 kilometer up in the air. The others, and these black figures just zip about 1 kilometer high. And then bat-like silhouettes appear in the air. And at first they're somewhat discombobulated as they start to fan out. And then in formation, these silent, gliding black wings follow behind. The V-shaped valley winds ahead of you. But thankfully, with the different ways of being able to traverse the air, you're just following the contours back and front. You can see that dotted along the way are individuals who are just looking up at you and go, waving as you go by, kind of smugly. You can see that 1 or 2 of them, after waving, go up to a horse and start galloping up the path.
Carpet bomb him.
Carpet
bomb.
Literally, but carpet bomb.
I mean, can I just throw? Can't me and Glory just throw some cantrips at them?
If you wish.
Yeah, sure. Why not?
I got Toll the Dead.
Wait, how do you have Toll the Dead?
It's a wisdom spell.
Oh, cool. Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah.
It was associated with clerics.
Yeah, necromancers can have it. So
Okay.
So I'll go Glory first. If Eclipse is going to go for Toll the Dead, I'll go for Glory first. Take a pot shot at the guy on the horse.
Yeah, sure. Let's do. Let's see. What's that one? Is that one a? That one's a dex save. Nah. Let's just do Ray of Frost.
Sure. Give me a roll.
Can Aiden and I see this dude?
Yeah.
Then...
Yeah. He waves at you smugly. A few of them have, but this one's up in the open. He's just about to get to his horse.
23.
23 definitely hits.
8.
Sure.
Ooh.
On 3d8, I rolled 8 damage.
Rip.
Eclipse, give me a roll.
I'm wondering, do I want to shoot him with a bow and arrow, or do I want to Toll the Dead?
He's taking damage, so it's a D12 now.
Yeah, it's a D12. So yeah, let's do Toll the Dead.
Sure.
Which is
Do I have to roll
not
for
giving
Toll
me
the Dead?
the action.
It's a save, yeah, you have to save for it.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it's a save.
Whiz.
I was like, why can't I? Is there not attack button for it? Yes, it's a wisdom saving throw.
19.
Oh, he saves. Sadness.
Yeah, and you can just see after getting hit with the eyes, starts galloping with the horse, and
How
after a
far
while,
away is he?
I would say the distance that you're at the moment, you can come down to about 200 foot before you start worrying about trees.
No, I was thinking more from me to him.
Yeah.
200 feet. Got nothing that stretches that far.
Not even sure our spells stretched that far. I was wondering.
Yeah.
Actually, no. I will say it can go down to about 120 foot.
Okay.
I'm not going to slow down the session by getting you to do piloting checks throughout the trees.
No,
I will
and I don't
throw a
have anything.
firebolt at it.
Yeah, go for it.
This is equivalent of basically throwing eggs at someone.
Did you roll a natural 20? No, you
No,
rolled
I
a
rolled
one.
the
You
natural
rolled
one.
Natural one.
Yeah, so you set fire to a tree. You have a feeling you've just started a forest fire. Yep.
We'll pretend that didn't happen.
Incredible. Hey, at least we're getting these rolls out now and not.
I
in
will.
front of a
I will
bitch.
use my racial
Minion.
ability, call to the wave, and I will create a rain cloud over the fire I just created.
Uh-oh.
Whoops, my bad.
Okay.
My bad. Sorry, Smokey.
Have you named the tree?
No, Smokey the
No.
Bear.
Smokey is a well-known
Druid.
it's a druid that looks after the forest.
Ah, all right.
Normally seen as
I'm
a bear with a
terrified.
hat on. Anyway.
Everywhere he goes, it's just
Can
this
and
giant
will
bear.
kill you if you don't respect the fucking forest.
Yeah. I mean, and bears can run fast as well. So no, I mean, as the story goes, nobody outruns Smokey.
It's like
No
it
one has
follows. It
ever
always
outrun
knows where it.
Smokey.
Yeah.
It always knows where you are at all times, and it's always running towards you. The only thing you can do is like stretch the distance.
Right.
All I can see now is this woodcut of Smokey going, only you can prevent forest fires, but he is holding a severed head.
Yes.
So-
Have you ever seen the film The Revenant with Leonardo DiCaprio?
Oh, it's not a good. I'm actually the Revenant. No, I'm thinking of the wrong one. But actually, that was okay for me.
The one
Yeah.
with the bear
Well,
attacking it.
There's a very famous bear mauling scene that Leo barely survives. That Smokey pissed.
Yeah.
It's smoking pig.
So he soon goes under the canopy and is lost to you all.
Yes.
The rest of the way is fairly simple. You get down to a dilapidated masonry bridge that you probably wouldn't have thought to look for twice if you were much higher. But looking at this location, it clearly goes into what seems to be a wide open archway, which from the sky and from any elevated part of the valley would look like a natural formation. It's only once you actually get onto the bridge itself that you can see that tucked, almost embossed under this natural arch is a very beautifully sculpted, quite clearly dwarven arch. The doors have long since been destroyed. Kind of parts of them just leaning up against the wall now. It looks dilapidated, but is clearly occupied. Mostly because there's about 30 people just stood there calmly, staring at you as you are all circling, because they won't land until you tell them to, over the bridge. Hector says, "What's the play?"
We need to get into her.
Well,
And
what
also,
we need
not
to
kill
do-
her.
We need to draw her forces to you guys.
Well, if you want, we can just spearhead in there, keep pushing you guys forward whilst we're
I'd
fighting.
rather draw her to a more favorable position for you guys, and then, well, with Eclipse's guidance, we can be more sneaky and get in that way.
This is the bolt hole, kid. She's going to be down there, and she's going to be in that bloody vault.
Yeah.
Well, yeah,
True.
but I don't disagree. But the idea here is that you don't throw your lives away.
Oh, don't worry, I intend to throw theirs.
Good. That's very brave of you, and still.
No bravery, all training, that kid. All training.
I don't think you're that much old. No, never mind. Carry on.
Hector's in his early 60s.
I know, but like Farewell's like quite very tall, and he's sort of like motherfucker.
Kid.
Hector's one of those people to whom everybody that isn't him is kid.
Yeah,
Yes.
Yeah.
It's like motherfucker. Do you know?
It's like Great Gatsby, an old boy.
Yeah.
Mm.
Eclipse, do you want to maybe get closer, have a scout around, see the number of people that are watching the place, and report back to us?
I go up to the nearest, like,
I
go
figured
up
I
to
was
the-
giving you an excuse.
And I'm gonna go up to the nearest grey cloak and ask really, really nicely if I can borrow their cloak for my scouting mission.
Cloaks only work for the
Never
wearer.
give it back.
Sorry, Eclipse. You have to earn.
if the wearer, then if I wear it, would it work for me?
It only works for the one it was bestowed on.
I very quickly scribble on a page in pencil in my book that basically just says, "I'm really sorry, she doesn't understand what no means," and I just sort of hold it up in that eye line.
I'm going to say that this is a wood elf. Actually, let me click. Wood elf, non-binary, turns to you and says, "We're part of the same organization. I've met Eclipse before."
I like the idea that instead Farewell is just keeping a tally of how many times she's trying to like procure a fucking like invisibility cloak and failed.
Yeah, that's in the back of the book. That's in the back of the book.
Another notch.
Okay, yes, I will go and do some scouting, even though I'm not very good at perception, but I'm good at sneaking.
Okay, there
I was
are
gonna say,
30
Forrest, did you
legacy
wanna go
You're
as
here.
well?
good at the opposite of perception.
Yeah.
There are
can
30
come as
legacy here, all in front of the arch. And I mean, what kind of scouting do you want to do? Because getting past them is nigh on impossible.
It looks like so. There's just one entrance, and they're all just blocking it. So it's basically a
Yeah.
They're
Sounds
standing
like
in
go
3
any
rows
further.
of 10. Yeah, they're
Yeah.
standing in 3 rows of 10. They seem to have not much in the way of armor on, but they all have nasty looking blades. Kind of almost like
We need to
machete
go
looking
straight
blades.
through them.
Okay.
we just need to drop stuff on them.
I may have. Yeah. How far out
Summon the
clustered
meat
are they?
blender? Question mark.
Well, I was going to suggest maybe saving your big pew pew for something in a second, and that potentially. I
Yeah,
could-
that's why I'm saying summon the meat blender. You know, the spirits.
So yeah, I mean, you say they're 3 rows of 10. How
Yep.
wide is that row?
About 10 wide. So 50 foot wide, because each of them would have a square normally.
Mhm.
So 50 foot wide
That's
and
a shame.
15 deep.
See, that one it's a 60-foot tall, 10-foot radius. 10-foot radius, is it? Let me have a look.
Yeah, that's the wrong.
Yeah, it's a
dimensions,
10-foot radius, so 20 feet diameter.
Well, we
40
did bring
foot
so
high
much backup. Like,
cylinder.
let them do their job.
I like
That is-
her. Says well.
Okay, this is
Hector
gonna be the.
says Hector. I like her. Send
is
us
gonna
down.
be-
Let's get started with this.
This is going to be like Aiden's like last word to Hector on this. You're a cunt and a giant pain in the ass, but please don't die.
Well, put it this way. At least I'll be able to prove myself. Either way.
Everyone knows not to attack her, right, and not to kill her.
We've all been briefed.
All right, just checking.
Well, we're taking the lead, so I guess.
I know, but you know, if anyone wants a
We'll
pot
talk
shot,
later.
we need to
Go
know
do
that
your
they know
thing.
where we stand, and they do.
You know the objective. Get the main squad to the core. Fight everybody else on the way. Blood hunters, descend! And these black wings fly down and they all seem to work in unison. They fly almost to the point where they're trying to fly into the floor. They dive bomb into the floor. But when they hit the floor, these strange cloaks suddenly just relax. And they all end up doing a break roll. Perfect break roll on the floor. As they come up from the break roll, they pull out a variation of weapons. Most of them have duelist blades, single hand blades. Some of them have got axe and shield. You don't know where the shield suddenly came from. And where the hell did they get the axe from? It's a big old axe. A few of them suddenly just gesture with their hands and pole arms appear, glaives. They start to spin it around themselves. You notice one of them is a half-orc, one of the few people that were recruited outside of the clan but has proved themselves to you, Aiden. She dashes forward, very muscular, athletic person, and starts to do a glaive dancer kata in front of the ranks. These ranks surge forward to go against the blood hunters. They're all grinning maniacally with these cruel-looking, wide-bladed chopping weapons, and the two sides crash against each other. Lucrezia, you notice, Eclipse, is there and suddenly pulls out a very familiar-looking weapon as she pulls out a blade, just a single blade about that long, and then lashes it forward, and a chain appears. A slight variation of your own lash knife.
I checked that I still have my lash knife.
Oh no! How the turntables!
The lash knife shoots forward, plunges into the chest of the first legacy. She pulls it with a strength that the 17-year-old waifish form shouldn't have. Pulls it directly towards her. This legacy flies through the air as if thrown by an ogre in her direction, and as it comes only a few feet away from her, she performs a perfect roundhouse kick in the air and kicks this member of the legacy off the bridge, schlupped, pulling the lash knife out of the chest as she goes. You do notice that she kind of looks up at the sky, and especially at the Sunhawk, and kind of goes, shakes it off, and throws the lash knife again, taking the head off another member of the legacy. The member of the legacy that has the head taken off grins as it comes towards his neck, almost as if he doesn't fear it.
Yes, of course he doesn't, because it's a fucking walking corpse.
Basically, it goes.
It's an absolute bloodbath. But you can see that one member of the legacy does start to run towards the gates. Not out of fear, but it seems to be that it's their role. At which point, Hester says, "It's now or never. We can go in, we can disappear, we can start scouting out the place and give you the right direction to go in." And turns to Glory and says, "You've been given command. Come on."
Yes.
Don't
Let's go.
we want to get Cora's knights
Yes,
in
ma'am.
to help the front, or
Hester.
I think their magic is better inside, though.
okay?
They need to
Illusions
come at
work
the very
so much
end.
better when you can trick the senses.
It's also not wasted on me that we technically have two Swedes and we're going a Vikinger.
Yes.
You know, I'm just throwing that out. We are technically going a Vikinger, and that you know, we do have actual Swedes with us. So you know,
You know.
The Green Organization fly over the top of the Furore now that the battle has been joined, and those who would normally block the way or have something to do with them, as the Green Organization get to the top of the legacy, they disappear. Hoods go up, and everyone's gone. Even Hester,
We'll get
who
you
wasn't
one
wearing
next
a
time.
cloak, only had a hood attached to her armor, pulls the hood up, and even
Why would I want to give me this fucking...
and even the gigantic Dragonborn,
It'll be the
as
end
she's
of the
gliding
campaign.
down, almost kind of.
to Hester, but I'm not allowed to have one.
I don't know what's
need to have a
funnier.
word.
I don't know what's
Very
funnier.
silly. It's fine.
I don't know what's funnier. If Eclipse never gets one of those cloaks, or she gets one of those cloaks in the last episode of the
Yeah.
entire
The
campaign.
last episode's like the rewards thing. Oh my
Oh,
god, are you
Jesus
kidding
Christ!
me?
dude.
12 gifted subs?
Oh Jesus Christ!
Oh my god!
Apparently, Kevin really wanted to be on top of that leaderboard. Thank you very much, dude. So it looks like Mike has got some JGP Studios. Welcome, and you're now a subscriber. And what is it? Kat's got one, Prime's got one, Helen's got one, Kev's got one. I think most of the community are now
You get a
subscribers.
sub. You get a sub.
You get a sub.
Pigeon Moonlight off the shits.
That's beautiful.
Thank you for the
Thank
support.
you.
Thanks.
Have you unlocked a new emote slot for us? That's the question.
Geez. Don't say that. You'll keep going. Jesus.
It's
Right.
fine. We have
right.
a backup. There are emotes that can be put in.
Stop it. Right. Who do I need to thank for my badge back? That would be Kevin, aka Stygian. So thank you very much for that.
No, I did not say,
Wow.
Kevin, that I was asking how much we needed for. This is only something Simon can check about
yes,
what our
that's-
next
We'll
emote
check
slot
that
is.
in the break.
Right.
Let's continue. Fighting scene. Where were we?
Yeah, we're never gonna get it.
So
Yeah.
wow. I have 30 sub points now. That's insane. So stay on track. Stories, yes. The Green Organization go down. They put their hoods up. They disappear. Hester doesn't have a cloak like the others. She has this beautiful plate armor, enchanted plate armor, but she does have a small hood. She puts it up, and then panel by panel, she disappears. As her entire armor
Visibility plate.
turns into invisibility plate. And she disappears as well. However, there is one problem. When they hit the threshold, you suddenly see a shield and several brooms appear
Of course.
and fall out of the air.
Shit.
Then you
Knew
see
it.
a huge explosion of dust, as quite clearly some invisible creatures have bit the dirt.
Yeah.
Message cantrip appears in Glory's head. Ah, well, that was fucking stupid, wasn't it? We should have expected that one. Doesn't look like it's powerful enough to be able to deal with the cloaks. I mean, come on. That's some of Renata's best work there. And you watch as the shield that has now gone dunk, 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 and come to a rest. The shield gets bonk up against a wall as it's being kicked by an invisible creature, and goes, well, that's bloody useless now. We'll have to scout on foot. We're going to pick it up. Come on, you lot. Up you get.
Can
And-
we see any obvious glyph or trap or something that's creating this effect?
Yeah, can I
when
make
all
a
of-
enchanting or arcana roll to see if I can find a power source for the enchantment as it's activated?
You won't need to. When these things appeared, there was a very palpable shimmer in the air. You know exactly what the ward is. This seems to be a minor dispelling ward.
Ah.
I can see a conspiracy going on in my peripheral vision here. Guys. What the hell?
Behave yourself, Eclipse.
I'm not doing anything. I'm just relaying
They've
information.
already
You
been
relayed
so
information,
generous.
but you know that somebody's going to end up doing it now.
You're just providing info, just
Yeah.
leaking some info.
What is it? Enabling, I think it's called.
Enabling.
So yeah, you have seen, Glory, the shimmer in the air. It's quite clearly a minor dispel. Oh, dude.
You did it.
Thank you, Hermits.
Thank you.
Hermit, you have now given Monty Cook Games, because they're a follower. You've now given Monty Cook Games a sub. Very happy about that. Very happy about that. Thank you very much, guys.
Thank you so much.
Jesus.
Thank you.
Oh God.
Let's get to the
Oh,
boss.
it's hype train! No, hype train is closed, is what it says.
Yeah,
It's not a hype
yeah,
train.
no, it's not hype train at the moment. No. So anyway, the blood hunters are just finishing carving up the last of the legacy. And the last of the legacy is going to be killed by Hector. Hector pulls out this double-bearded axe. He's one of the few people who isn't currently sporting a single-handed weapon. And he walks up to the last of the legacy, who's been knocked on his ass, his feet whipped out from underneath him by Lucrezia. And you can hear him say, you can see that he's saying something to the legacy. At which point, the legacy, who has long since got his sword from him, just goes.
Actually, Simon, I was going to say, the entire Canal clan obviously as a Order of the Ghost Slayer, so the Blood Hunters, so they all get access to the what's it called, Rite of the Dawn, which, if I remember correctly, annihilates ghosts.
Yes.
They sure do.
Yes. Yes,
Yeah.
Rodrigo. Yes.
I love the fact that this is just you said it just before I did. He goes like this. Hector brings down the axe right into the center of this guy's chest, and as it does so, this eldritch light, this ghostly light, appears from the axe, and the look on the legacy's face is,
Uh oh. Jack button failed.
and there's just this tiny little mote of light. Now that he's flat on his back, as he's gone.
Fuck you.
Dead.
The legacy didn't come back
Yeah.
because the blood hunters are in town.
As
You
I
can-
said, we brought backup. Let them do their jobs.
The Hector turns round and basically, like a guy at the airport, beckons you down to the bridge.
I like the idea that he's using he's actually using the crimson, the Rite of the Dawn
Yeah,
light.
the blade is glowing.
on the axe, yeah. And he beckons you down, and he kind of shouts over the wind and says, "Did you see that? There's something there, a ward or something."
Sure did. Oh,
Well,
boy.
it's a minor dispelling ward.
I'm worried it's going to do something with the. And he holds up his hand. You can see there's a thin trail of blood on his hand.
Let's see here.
I don't have to do that again. Can we get it down?
Should be fine against hemocraft bullshit, but yeah, I say best err on the side of caution.
Can you dispel a dispel ward?
Una, I mean, you can Una reverse the Una reverse cards. So.
You can dispel it. You can dispel a dispel effect.
Good.
In the
Then
same way
I
you can
would-
counter a counter spell.
Then I would like to use my wand of dispel magic to dispel the dispelling ward.
Sure,
I
absolutely.
can.
Because I can just whip out a wand to do it and no spell slots needed.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay, yeah. I was gonna say. I wondered if I had that, but
Yep.
I'm not sure now.
I'm just going to look up something very quickly.
I was just going to say, can we do this without spell slots to save
Yeah.
us?
No, wait. I've
Exactly.
got detect magic.
Wand!
I don't think I've got.
I have a
dispel,
wand of the
no.
Uno reverse card.
Cool.
I want an emote of that
yeah.
now.
Wand of
Yep.
the Uno reverse card. I'll add
Yeah.
it to the emote.
Because I feel you can use that on any game we play.
You will have to do an Arcana check for this one.
Okay.
Guidance.
Yeah, actually, I'll allow guidance because you can see her pulling up the wand.
Yes.
Don't forget,
Reverse card.
Kate, you have my guidance coin. So you
Which-
constantly have guidance on any ability check that you make automatically.
So I always have that D4 on anything.
You always have the default.
Did it Arcana we said?
Thought so. I was just checking.
Yep.
Ye-
25 with
Woo!
guidance.
Yeah. This, you can tell as you're unweaving it, because even though it enables you to use this, it's this one is mostly an arcane tool. It's not just I cast this spell. It's a tool. It's an arcane tool to do an arcane process. You start to unweave, and you kind of respect. This is a bloody good ward, But you're world-class sorceress at this point. And just with a moment just standing on this carpet, a very dramatic kind of moment where you're brandishing this wand, they can see as you're just kind of weaving, and suddenly there's this and it disappears.
Shall we?
Yep. Okay. Who's going to go in front? Who's going to take the lead and go from there?
Did you want me to scout ahead at all? Or is there
Grey
like...
cloaks have already gone on ahead, but another one wouldn't hurt.
Out of curiosity, is this light dark enough that we get bat eclipse?
It is dark in there.
Yay, I can finally be a bat! Finally!
Bat cat.
Incredible.
Okay. Cora, the second you land, a lion appears at your heel. Very devoted lion.
You just see Eclipse stood on a rock, and just like her ears are more pointy up, and she just sort of looks around and goes, "This is my city." And just stands there for like a good moment, and there's like an isolated little rainstorm over the top of her as she sort of broods for a moment. There's just out of nowhere there's a streak of lightning.
Yeah.
You know.
Go down, and then I go, it's tiny bat.
There's a message that suddenly appears in all of your heads, because this time they're using the badge. And Hester says, "Found a few more, dispatching them now." And you can hear sounds of fighting.
Clong, 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 clong. Insert fancy swords fighting sound here.
And yelling.
Oh, Hermit, you went there.
Oh,
Yeah.
I'm the knight.
Yeah.
I feel pride and shame at the same time.
I am the knight.
Hester says, don't bother going right. I don't know what the hell's down there, but mostly it's abandoned, and I'm pretty sure they've caved in most of it now. Just keep going straight on. We're in the halls at the moment. Their first hall, hopefully the blades haven't shot back in, but we nearly lost somebody to one of those. They seem like recently done, or recently sharpened or something. This one's going ham on all the traps. I mean, she's like a walking stereotype or something. I mean, it's like she's straight out of a bard's tale. Right. Hang on a sec. Get away from her, you! And you can hear someone's head being smashed against the wall as Hester grabs hold of someone's skull and just smushes it into masonry. He goes, "Sorry about that. You should be catching up with us in a few minutes' time. We're gonna have to split up. We're gonna be scouting only, I'm afraid. But we've managed to get rid of one obstacle for you. But a few of us have had to blow some of our spells. We're good so far. I'll probably join you for the for wherever you're going. But I can see a split ahead. I'm hoping that she doesn't like mazes. My God, that would be such a stereotype.
That would be the worst.
Simon, am I getting any pings of where she is? Because I'm keeping an eye on it.
She is deep inside. You can see, now that you're really close, you can feel that she's off to, as you're going down the corridor, because you're now in the darkness as well, you can tell that she's more off to the right.
Okay. I mean, I'm going to be relaying this, but there was a moment there of like, is she even here? Or is this just an elaborate...
Definitely.
Dude, if she wasn't here, I'd be so mad.
Yeah,
Mostly
but I mean, that
Simon.
would be a perfect ploy of like sending
Can you
them into a death trap
all this
with
trouble,
all these
and then
like...
Cora goes, ping. Oh,
Wait.
shit.
Yeah, I mean, like, who's to say she can't
fuck,
teleport?
dude, is this number 76?
Just a demi-lich going, "Who are you?" And you're like,
Yeah.
"So sorry.
Sorry,
So
wrong
sorry.
number.
Sorry,
I'm so
sorry.
sorry.
He's like, and the lich is like,
we were just
don't
next
worry
door."
about it. It happens all the time. Everybody raised this one. 76 is 2 doors down. Don't worry about it. Just honestly, it's completely fine.
Yeah, sorry. The landlord said that she moved out a few months ago. Anyway,
We just got
Recording
married.
address.
Your witch queen is in another castle, Avik.
Oh dear.
Brilliant, Nick. Yeah, you do eventually catch up, and you can see that Hester is bandaging the leg of, funnily enough, the wood elf that you spoke to earlier, and says, they've got something on their swords. I don't know what it is. It's a strange ichor that seems to stick to it, and it's resisting healing magic.
Hold on.
That doesn't sound
Yeah,
good.
healing magic resistant, so you may want to save your spells, mate.
Hold on.
That doesn't stop him from wanting to examine it.
Yeah, first I will want to examine it, and then I do have some magic that I can keep up that will stay up for at least the next 10 minutes. So, yeah, I'll have a look at it, just check it through.
Sure, give me a medicine roll.
Okie dokie. That's more like it, 26.
26. I have a question. Did you use guidance?
I did not. That was a
Okay.
straight up roll.
That's fine. Yep, you can see that this seems to have some sort of necrotizing effect. You've heard of lizards that have a kind of venom in their mouth, although when it was studied, it's actually bacteria. So heavily diseased in the mouths of these lizards that a single bite will kill someone. Not the bite itself, but the bacteria entering the bloodstream, causing the people to become incredibly sick incredibly quickly. That's what this has happened. The person has a disease.
In that case, I place my hand on my holy symbol, make a few signs in the air with my left hand, and I cast Aura of Purity on myself.
Ooh.
And anybody within a 30-foot sphere cannot become diseased, has resistant to poison damage, has advantage on saving throws against effects that cause any of the following: blind, charmed, deafened, frightened, paralyzed, poisoned, or stunned.
Ooh, wow.
That's a
Wow.
lot of things.
Damn. Okay.
I mean,
The cleric just flexed, man. I need to check
Yeah.
my notes.
you told me to come to the party prepared. I
he
bought
came
party
to the party.
tricks. I bought
Can
party
you
tricks.
list those again? So
Yeah.
we'd get advantage
So,
on
everybody-
poison, blinded,
Everybody is now cannot become diseased.
disease.
Okay.
You are completely immune to his disease. You are resistant to poison damage.
Yeah,
You have
carry
a-
on.
Resistant.
You are resistant to poison damage.
Read the whole page.
You have advantage on saving throws that cause any of the following: blinded, charmed, deafened, frightened,
blind?
paralyzed.
Charmed.
Wait,
Deafened.
give me a second. I am so lost. Someone can just link
When
the
a spell description is a fucking thesis.
Can you
Yeah.
link the
I tell
spell?
you what, I'm gonna post this in chat for.
Thank you.
We are all frantically writing.
There we go. It's in chat now.
But you have
Wow.
to be within 30 feet of me. So as
Yeah,
long as
that's
you're
not a
within my
problem, I'm a
30 feet
caster.
sphere, and bearing in mind that's the 30-foot radius, so that's a 60-foot diameter.
Yeah.
That everybody
Basically, if you're in the same section of tunnel as
me,
Farewell.
you have all of the
Gotta
benefits of
send
the
that to
following.
Simon.
Yeah. So, like, what
Oh,
I
I've
want to say.
got it. I've got it. It's in chat.
No, well, I sent it so I could keep it like in our
Oh,
chat
right.
so I could look at.
Yeah.
Well, I've just put it in our Discord so that we can actually
Wow.
read it.
Okay.
It's
Now-
going to disappear.
What I
from
wanted to
chat.
say is that you were asked to bring party tricks, but while everyone was expecting to pull out fucking like the color ribbons from underneath your sleeve or a rabbit out of the hat, you brought an entire David Blaine show to the fucking birthday party.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you watch as no, actually, why am I doing this? Why am I doing this? Nick,
Right?
Nick,
Yes.
what does this fucking look like?
So what you'll see is that it'll initially sort of nothing happens, and then there's this pulse of bluish silver energy that just sort of radiates out, and just at the very edges of that sort of 60-foot sort of sphere, you just see this gentle sort of, and it's a mixture of what looks to be feathers just falling to just give you an idea of where in the edge. And whilst within it, you do feel this sort of almost gentle, sort of magical caress on your skin as you feel the purifying energy that now radiates purely from the center of where Farewell stood.
As this happens, Hester goes, "Oh, yeah, that might do it, mate." She pulls an earthenware jug from earthenware like a jar from a hip that's kind of hooked on there. Puts one of her fingers in. Most of you could probably get your 2 fingers in. She could only get like one. Gigantic dragonborn hands. Pulls out like some of this cream, puts it over the wound, and the wound closes. And she goes, "Yeah, there we go. Worked this time." And just kind of puts it back. Puts the ointment back in the jar and corks it. "You right, kid?" And the wolf goes, "Yeah, I'm good. I'm good." Stamps the foot, pulls back down the trouser leg, gets up and says, "Thanks, Phil. Thanks."
You're welcome. After you.
Right, you said right-hand tunnel and straightforward tunnel. And instead of splitting in 3, they actually split in 2 because Cora said that the Witch Queen is to the right. The Wood Elf dashes forward to where is just a bare section of wall, puts the hood up, and suddenly a bunch of footprints go off down that particular tunnel.
I'm kind of disappointed that when Farewell did all that, he didn't bellow out, "Do not be afraid!"
I have found that when we start yelling things like that people tend to actually get afraid.
That's actually reasonable.
Yeah, lots of crying, and I never know what to do when they start. It's very awkward. Anyway, this only lasts for like another 9 and a bit minutes, so we should probably hurry.
Yeah, actually,
Yes.
Speaking of which, I want to try something to speed this up.
Sure. I've got something in a sec, so we're going to do this quickly. What is it?
I want to use one of my features. Give me a moment. I need to look it up again. But it's basically Grim Psychometry. When making an intelligence history check to recall information about darker past surrounding an object that you're touching or location you're present in, you have advantage on the roll. Basically, I want to see if I can determine because I'm assuming Grim Psychometry basically works like flashbacks, right? Go back to when this was built and basically follow the building plans.
And the three paths in front of you all seem to be part of the original building. If you want to do Grim Psychometry, I will give you something.
Okay.
But
I do want to do something to help, even if it's not what I wanted. I do want to do something to help.
Yeah, and I've got something. If it yeah, go on.
Okay, with advantage, that is I'm gonna say it's history. So that's going to be 21.
21. Yep, you've hit the threshold for 20. So you suddenly peer into the darkness and you can see a bunch of figures immediately appear. It's the Witch Queen, who has a young girl. Seems to be some sort of farm girl. She's got beautiful curls of honey blonde hair. She seems to be charmed in some way. And the Witch Queen has just these long spindle fingers that I mentioned. Has the thumb and forefinger under this girl's chin. The girl has the girl has a 1,000-yard stare and is just whimpering, tears rolling down her cheeks as she is being guided along just by the thumb and forefinger of the Witch Queen. And in a procession, 2 by 2, behind her are those same fucking casters and they are kind of almost in like a procession, almost like a procession going into a parliament or a church.
Okay.
And they're going to the right.
Yeah. So I'm literally gonna go. Yeah. So Aiden's basically gonna be using this vision to help everyone,
Sure.
guide everyone.
And
along.
as you point to the right, from that tunnel, there's screaming and the sounds of fighting.
Uh-oh.
Let's hurry.
We really should.
Mm-hmm.
Behind you, you hear, They're flanking! They're flanking! And Hector says, we'll hold them off. How did they get around us? There's no turnoffs here. Must have been some sort of fucking hidden door or something. And the blood hunters double back to stop you being struck from behind.
Let's hurry up, shall we?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
We might not want to hold those knights in reserve too much longer.
No,
No,
it's
send them out.
about time now. When we come up to the next obstacle, Cora?
Or just send them out now to support the others.
Exactly.
We're
I
using
Let's get to the
them
next
against
scene
the
first so you
mages,
can
I
make that
thought.
decision.
Are we not making... Yeah, I thought we were using some against the mages. Well, we
Yeah, that was
deal
the
with
plan,
her.
wasn't it?
Yeah, but they're ahead. You just said in your vision that you saw them with her.
Yeah, so we should use them in the next part.
Yeah, when we see the mages, I will call them in.
Yeah.
When
I just
you
don't want to burn them out before we're ready.
Mm.
They can't stay
Yeah.
long.
they're your final ace in the hole. Then.
Yeah, like
So and I know you came in with assets, but obviously I've put things in that if you don't use the assets in the right places, you'll have to find your own way out of a situation. You get into, you follow to the right, and you end up opening up into a large dwarven feasting hall. This is like a worker's canteen, but for what would have been near 100 or so dwarves. The tables have long since dilapidated, only pieces of them all over the floor, the same with chairs. And what you can see is absolute chaos. Before you even get into the hall, you can see that from a shimmer in the air, clearly somebody who's got the greater invisibility spell on, a orb fires out. You recognize it straight away as a chromatic orb. It's a fairly common spell, being at the first circle. This is a lightning chromatic orb. It hits the wall and expends so much energy that you have a feeling that even though it's a first circle spell, it was cast at the fifth circle. There's screaming, cries of anguish. Some of the Green Organization have accidentally knocked their hoods back and disengaged the cloak, and are throwing spells, daggers, slashing, bows drawn, fired at walls, breaking the arrows, at what seems to be nothing. Absolute nothing. They're fighting figments of their own imagination or things that you can't see and are missing.
Right.
oh, that was clever.
Of course it was.
Hester, you can see,
Fascinating.
is decloaked and swinging her axe almost blindly, narrowly missing one of her own troops.
Are they responsive if we call out?
That's a good question.
If you call out
Yeah.
from where you're currently standing, no.
Interesting.
Glory.
If I use the badge, I tell Hester to fall back.
Ooh, I need to make a roll. Because this is actually a roll done by Renata.
Oh.
Roll 1. No, in fact, there's this horrible screaming in your head when you activate the badge.
Fuck!
That's not good.
Well,
Hello, Kath. and and welcome to the subscription. I can say that now because most of the community are.
By the time we
Hey,
get in
Kev's
here,
here.
my aura
What's up, Kev?
should kick in, shouldn't it?
Yeah.
You're not currently close enough.
No, we really need to move in.
Okay, I'm
Dude, we
gonna
running
start
towards-
moving in.
It's like it's like cutting the strings from a puppet. That's a good description of it.
Ooh.
Hester is Hester. Hester is swinging the axe around, clearly in some form of rage, and the second that your aura hits her, she suddenly goes, "Where is it? Where they gone?
Oh dear.
Calm down. It's an illusion. They were playing with your mind.
I fucking hate this place.
Oh,
That
Trust
makes
me.
two of us. Let's
Smoke is
probably
billowing out of her nose.
yeah. That makes two
That's-
of us. Let's try getting this done as quickly as possible so we can leave this place as quickly as possible.
As Farewell gets closer and closer, you suddenly see. Sorry, Sarge. They've done a number on us. I blew off my energy. Hester goes, don't worry. Don't worry. It took us all. Thankfully, I can cast this, and she holds up the axe as many
Yeah,
times
cast
as I
axe.
like.
Question.
Cast
Actually,
axe.
this is a question for Cora.
Oh.
How far away from her are we now?
I don't think I have a meters type thing. I have a ping
Yeah.
thing, right?
Yeah.
This-
However, it feels very, very close.
Yeah.
So, with that knowledge, I'm going to say to Hesta, you've done enough, and I imagine what you just experienced was not at all pleasant, so I say that you and your people have earned some rest. We can probably take it from here.
I'm good. What was this I heard about us being flanked?
the blood hunters have it covered, but they could use reinforcements.
You lot, go back with the blood hunters. Safety in numbers, especially if you're half-cocked. I don't want you going in. You said that you had some other tricks up your sleeve.
Oh, most
Well,
certainly.
Save
Right.
that for the main event.
Hester just kind of polishes off the axe, almost embarrassed, and goes, I stay with you.
Sounds good to me.
I pass Hester a potion of greater healing.
She kind of gives you a wink and says, don't worry, mate, I'm sorted. Shows like a kind of, it almost looks like a horse's holster bag at her hip.
I was gonna.
Opens it up, and you can see there's a row of potions in there. She corks one off, throws it behind her, goes, I got myself sorted. Don't you worry.
I like the idea that it's a bandolier of health potions.
Effectively, yeah.
She just devolves into full-on degenerate Witcher gameplay where you just start spamming your potions.
Yeah.
No. You know those like really, really ugly American idea of a sport hat where you had two cans of Coke
Oh
and
yeah.
candy tubes, and it's just health potions.
She's got a full-on
Tough
like
man.
full-on like plate helmet with just two giant vats of healing potions.
it has
I
in
need
both-
this now. I need
With
a
straw
Goliath
that comes up
in
underneath.
plate armor with the Duckman hat with a pair of healing potions, just going, I'm good.
It says for her it says number one Dragonborn or number one in the Green Organization.
Yeah.
Like that. She was number one.
Yeah.
Number one.
Looks like she's got a little playhouse for us.
Well, let's not keep her waiting. She has made our life impossible for a while now, and I would really like it to be less impossible.
Why do I
I
have a
would just
feeling
like
that-
her to be dead.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to get at.
I mean, we need her to not kill her initially, because
Yes, but after Farewell has done his ritual,
Yeah, I
he's
got
dead.
the brief. If you're going to need somebody to hold the bitch down, then you're going to need someone who's got a bit of, and she flexes her arm a bit up top, yeah? Come on,
Yeah.
Nice.
let's do this.
Let's go.
It's because
She
I'm tall, isn't it? Everyone doesn't think I'm strong because I'm tall.
Right?
Right?
Don't worry,
She steps
Farewell. We
forward
know
and
you're
says-
strong, but you're not Hester.
Well, no, but
And
I
you
mean,
need to
I
do
don't
the
think there's a
ritual.
living, breathing person.
Damn by
all the love in the
faint
world,
praise.
is Hester. I mean, I've literally seen her kick a wall down.
Yeah.
Literally doing that as we head towards the final, like basically the final boss.
Yeah. If you're tough, you kick the door in. If you're tougher, you kick the wall in. So yeah, barbarian lockpick. What can I say? So she steps forward, looks back, a la Rock, and goes, "Why do I have a feeling that she's just toying with us so far? Come on."
Because she has.
And with that, we're going to take a 10-minute break.
when I said let's go, I hit the button. So yeah, that
Oh.
was us going.
Hello.
Oh,
Hi. We're starting in space.
false
Hello.
exposed.
Sorry, that was my cue. It's like, okay,
I'm
we're
reading
ready.
a
Good,
Twitter
let's go.
thread.
Boom.
that's
Like, should we go
trying
back?
to
Oh, we're back.
Go. It's painful. I'm gonna die.
It's
Right.
it's a tragedy.
I should go diddle-diddle-diddle-diddle as I hit the button.
Wheelie-woo. Right. So, Hester stalks ahead, almost protectively of you this time. With her squad gone back to the Blood Hunters, she's now totally focused on making sure that you get to the objective. She steps ahead and says, God, these dwarves, it's incredible. Look at this. As she steps through a door. And this room seems to be a room you don't know. You haven't stepped into it yet. It seems to be a room for, I don't know, magic or some form of meditation or reflection. The floor is like one big black glass floor, like obsidian. The walls
big
are the
is it?
same, and it almost gives a sensation of stars in a clear night sky. It's beautiful. However, Cora, you feel nauseous, completely nauseous. The room starts to spin around you. Sorry, not the room, the corridor, because you're not in the room yet. The corridor seems to spin around you, and in your mind's eye, again, sat astride that beautiful burning steed. You just see the Summer King's face as he goes, Cora. And I would like you to make me a Constitution saving throw.
Uh-oh.
Okie dokie.
Those are
That-
fun.
Hold
That
on.
includes
Hold
My
on.
guidance.
What
Does
is-
it? No, saving throws
No,
don't.
resistance is the cantrip that does that.
Also, Nick wanted to say
He
something.
said, hold on. But I'm waiting.
Just double check.
We're holding.
Depends what this
Does
is
any of the
for.
effects cause blindness, charmed, deafened, frightened, paralyzed, poisoned, or stunned?
The
Um,
entire shebang.
Let's just say it's going to mitigate the effect.
I have advantage against being
Uh,
frightened anyway, but I don't think. This
Well,
is
the
frightening
reason,
thing.
yeah, the only reason I ask is if it has any of those effects, she gets advantage on the saving throw. That's
No,
the reason.
she won't get advantage on the same.
Okay.
Constitution
fair enough,
saving
fair
throw
enough,
is
fair enough.
13.
13.
Mhm.
Cora hits the dirt, kind of stumbles around. The lion actually comes forward and very gently bites the back of Cora's neck, where at the moment she has this beautiful orange cape as part of her knightly armor. The lion comes forward and very gently clamps its mouth around the top of the cape and holds her up. Cape, fucking tunnel is spinning, absolutely spinning, and you feel close to throwing up.
I would like to pull a furball out of my bag and throw it.
Oh, sorry.
If I
It might
can.
be too late to do this, and you can review. You can see whether it is not. But is this a 4th level spell or lower that's just been thrown at her?
You don't know. It's a bit hard to see spells. You can see an effect is happening.
I think it has to do with a.
Normally, to see a spell, you have to see the person casting the spell. There's been no overt casting.
What's the thing that you wanted to do, Nick? So we can.
I was going to throw my Iron Stone of Absorption at it because I can do that as a reaction.
Not
Can
in
do
this
that.
case. It doesn't seem.
Okay, cool.
It doesn't
No,
seem
that's fair
applicable in
enough.
this case.
Simon,
Cool.
Yep.
the furball I throw turns into another lion.
God!
Two lions.
Two lions. Okay.
Yes.
We've got a full-on Simba's pride here.
Yes,
And
they get pack tactics.
if I have the constitution to do it, I'm rolling again because I can throw 3 of these out. So I got 2 fucking lions. I want another. Can I get one?
So you can see a close to puking Cora just throwing
I'm like-
furballs around.
Thinking I can't do anything right now. I need to just do what I can do, which is that. Unfortunately, I don't get another lion, but I do get. Where is it? What is it? No, bag of tricks.
A wasp.
A goat. Please go.
It's a giant boar.
A giant
Oh,
boar. Oh, great.
shit.
It's getting really crowded. I'm suddenly very
Oh,
glad
you know,
that I didn't use roll 20.
you know what
so
I'm realizing? I shouldn't have rolled another lion. It's not available, but I should have rolled a meerkat, and then we could just have the whole Lion King Hakuna Matata going on.
Oh Christ! Does do lions get pack tactics? Jeez.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
So yeah, you just Cora's there like blah, 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 gets caught by one lion and throws out another lion and a boar. At this point, Glory, I want you to do a Arcana check for me, please. And at this point, because you took Wizard, you lucky duck, Nick gets to do so too.
Sorry, what do you want me to roll?
Arcana, both of you.
Arcana.
This is not something you can use guidance on because it's not a known action.
Doesn't
You
matter,
said
I rolled a
Glory and
natural
Feral,
one.
right?
That's my second natural one.
In a
At the
row.
mount now.
Well, you
Get
are
them out
focused
now.
Right,
on
I've had another thing.
you're
before.
focused on your friend being
Yeah, I'm
horrendously.
concerned.
Glory,
Wait, I'm counting in my head. Sorry. 21.
21. You look around and there's something about the floor, something about that black floor that just doesn't look right. You just can't get it in the edge. You're just like, what? You know it's the floor, but you don't know why. And
Well-
you're just caught panicking in the moment going, what's with the floor? The only person who's standing on the floor right now is Hester. And she's looking back going, is Cora all right? Hester seems completely unaffected.
Okay, I am going to try out a theory.
Shall we throw for Cora at the floor?
I am going to put 1 foot on the black floor.
Yeah?
Just 1 foot.
Yeah?
Nothing.
Nothing.
I take
I
Cora
see.
and put her on the floor.
On the regular floor.
Cora,
not
you
marble.
lose both your spell slots.
Oh,
Sorry, Eclipse just did it.
So what happened?
you
So
said the floor was safe.
yeah, she didn't know
I
that.
didn't say the floor was safe. I
I
said
think
That was
nothing of the
you who
kind.
assumed that, Corinne.
I said that nothing happened to Hester and nothing happened to Rodrigo. Kate,
Neither
can you,
of them have spell
Kate,
slots.
can you do me a Constitution saving throw again, please, with disadvantage?
No,
Disadvantage.
you said she has advantage on most of her saves.
Natural one.
Natural 1. You're unconscious.
Re-roll.
With advantage.
You're halfling.
No,
Disadvantage.
disadvantage.
Oh,
said-
disadvantage.
I rolled a 9 and a 1, so
Yeah, you're
Okay.
unconscious.
I pass out.
Oh, fuck.
Hold on,
Cora,
hold on.
you appear
Spare
in the
dying.
Feywild right in front of the Summer King, and he goes, "This is bad. This is very bad." He jumps down off the chair and goes, "How do you feel?
Like shit.
I need backup.
Do you feel asleep? Concentrate. Do you feel asleep?
Yes.
Do I? I don't know, Simon. Do I feel asleep?
Give me an insight check on yourself."
You
Trust no one, not
technically
even
would
yourself.
Get guidance because you've got the coin. He thinks.
Guidance,
knows?
I'll allow because the coin, yeah,
Insight check.
because the coin's always on.
17.
Yeah.
Okay,
Kind of
a 21.
You don't feel asleep. In fact,
Yeah, right. No.
you don't know how you would get back at this stage.
Oh,
Uh-oh.
Sunhawk?
I gotta be there. I got the rage thing. Can you give it to someone else?
Shake her away.
Eclipse, the second you pressed Cora to the floor, Cora went limp like a rag doll.
Okay, I'll
I've
bring her away
already-
from the
I've-
floor then.
I've already
Still
ripped
limp like a
Cora-
rag doll.
I've already ripped Cora out of her arms. I've cast Spare the Dying.
She's not dying.
Yeah, she's not
Uh,
dying.
she's-
Yeah, I don't know that. I have
Breathing, yeah.
just watched my friend hit the floor, fall
I'm giving you the
unconscious.
result, Nick.
Yeah.
Yeah, the result is when you cast Spare the Dying, you confirm that she is not dying. To your relief,
Okay.
I'm sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I look her over.
She seems to be in a coma.
Okay.
Can I call
May I
detect
use
thoughts?
my eye to like quickly just check what type of magic is on the floor?
Yes, just cast the spell. Can we cast the spell magic on her? Magic people.
One at a time. Glory,
Mm-hmm.
you're disturbed. I'm not even going to get you to roll. You're disturbed to see absolutely zero magic in Cora's body.
Ah.
At which
That's
point,
an issue.
at which point, the final piece comes into place. That's Dread Orichalcum. The entire floor, the walls, the ceiling
Oh no!
is dark Orichalcum.
What is
Telekill
The
alloy from
The
SCP.
most powerful anti-magic substance
In
in
the world.
Aleria.
Yeah.
This is an
Process.
Orichalcum mine. When
Okay.
Eclipse touched Cora to the floor, she short-circuited Cora's entire magic source.
Okay. And what does that mean?
That
It
basically
means that Cora became a muggle.
So, Simon, did you just let me completely just kill Cora?
Hey, Corinne, before you get
It's
upset and start
fine.
crying,
Don't worry,
this is a
don't
narrative
worry.
I
thing.
literally
You didn't
would've-
do anything wrong. This is deliberately put in
I-
place by the Witch Queen.
It's fine. I
Yes.
thought I
You
actually
fell
cut-
into a trap. It's
I would
fine.
never
It's a
just
trap.
remember. I would never just summarily kill a character or make a character beyond any form of reproach. Yeah,
It's fine.
It's
I
this
fine.
is
literally thought
this
I
is part of the
probably
story.
would have
This
gotten
is a
off
level
the
13 challenge.
because you said the line lifted me up. To be honest, I thought I was on my hands and knees on the floor at that point.
Anyway.
No,
Anyway?
I kept stating that you were in the corridor. Yeah,
Oh, I see. And just
you were in the
before
corridor. I said a
think,
few
got
times.
you.
You're in the corridor. The corridor is spinning around you.
Simon, I
Cool.
summon. Hold on. I summon Veilbreaker to my hand.
Veilbreaker appears. This large black glass knife appears in your hand.
Oh, you better fucking work. And as I've got her in my arms, I slash across the air above, creating a rift through fate. And I want to reach in using the fate rend to see if I can pull to a moment where she's conscious. I'm not worried about the spots like I said about it. The thing is, I want to rewind.
Exactly.
I want to rewind enough time, or at least enough pull enough that I pick a fate that she succeeds.
I'm so fucking happy that this is happening. Yes, you slash the knife through the air. Suddenly, reality shatters into a million different pieces in front of you. The others just see you slash the knife through the air, but when you use it now, Veilbreaker literally just splits the timeline in front of you like a fucking smorgasbord. You see in front of you lots of different timelines, but you realize that you can't just switch into a new timeline. The only way that you can stop this from happening is to literally go back. You, Farewell Barebones, go back in time and stop Eclipse from pulling Cora onto the floor. Will you commit chronomancy now?
Yeah.
I mean it.
There's suddenly like Eclipse, you've got hold of like Cora and you're about to put her down, and then you feel yourself be lifted up, and and both of you move backwards. And it's like, I've got a
Oh,
16
thank God.
strength. I'm strong. I'm very strong.
Don't
And I just pick her
Step
up.
on the floor. It's a dark orichalcum. It'll drain your magic.
Everyone, I need to find out first. Nick, did you just commit chronomancy?
Yes, I committed chronomancy.
In that case,
Uh-oh.
forget everything that just happened. We
Ah,
go back to the time when Eclipse was about to hit the floor,
ah.
and she and Cora gets picked up bodily by Farewell, and he goes, And then Glory commits the line that Felicia just said, where she's like, do not touch the floor. When you say it's orichalcum, this little, as Eowyn goes, no, it's deadly to Faye. Stay away from it.
We good?
Well, a lot
I've
just
still
happened
got,
in a
I've
small
still
amount of
got
time.
Eclipse up in the air. I'm just
Nick?
like, we good?
We will come back to this, Nick. But for now, we're going forward.
I'm conscious at this point, but feeling like crap, right?
You're conscious but feeling like crap. You're still in the proximity of it, so you are pre-Eclipse touching you to the floor.
Yeah. Okay.
Mhm.
Okay.
I like the
just
idea that
heard
Farewell
it.
is holding Eclipse like completely
I'm like,
like that.
okay.
Like
you
that.
know when
No, like
you're
that.
chasing a toddler around a room and the toddler keeps touching everything, and eventually you get so fed up you pick them up, but they still wiggle at like full range. That's what
Yeah.
Eclipse is
Oh my
like Farewell's doing at the moment.
I'm sorry, did you read Hermit's comment?
Yeah.
Nick?
Yeah.
Behave yourselves. Behave yourselves.
So what I'm getting at is basically almost all of us here, except for 2, are fucked.
Not necessarily, because
We can ride the lions.
Wait, but if it's no, because they're magic. If
and they'll disappear. Yeah.
Yeah, they'll
Yeah.
disappear if
how
they
is
touch it.
she and her mages able to be here and do magic if this is here? Maybe this is just one path. Maybe we just need to get past it to wherever she is.
I'm guessing the grim psychometry thing I did earlier lets me know, no, this is the path.
You know that this is the way that they came, yeah.
Yeah,
Hester
no,
looks
this
back
is
at you
the
and goes,
path.
do you guys flap your gums like this all the time?
Yes.
And smashes the fucking floor to pieces and starts scattering the pieces from side to side, starts hammering into the floor,
there's one way
smashing
to
what
go
is
at it,
about an
but-
inch thick of
It's a mine,
orichalcum
Oh, okay.
and just is causing a trench, smashing the fuck
That's
out
what
of
I
That
this
is
feel
floor.
like.
invaluable material.
and kicking it to one side. Glory, you know, yes, this is valuable material, but all it does is fuck up magic and make magic users sick.
Yeah,
The
it's,
more
it's
magical a
great
person
to
or a
use
thing
in
is,
the obelisks to make the prisoners hate themselves.
yes, it is used primarily
Glory.
for torture. Yeah,
Who's got a card?
It's
Anybody's got a card?
Yeah,
I'm out
I
of
got
cards.
cards.
I ran out so long ago.
Glory,
swear,
I
next
don't
time you go
wanna-
to a con, the back of the card needs to say that your experiences are not universal.
Glory, I really rather not deal with this right at this moment. Please.
destroy it.
By
How
the
big is this tunnel anyway? Can I fly the Sunhawk? In it?
you as
Sunhawk
this
is
thing
left
get,
outside.
the Sunhawk would just about be able to get behind you. The Pegasus would not be able to fit.
No.
But the Sunhawk could just be behind you. The Sunhawk itself is looking pretty damn sick and is just kind of curled up.
Yeah, because Faye.
The room gets smashed up a trench. It's like somebody smashing up a tile floor and kicking it to one side. She goes, oh, hang on, the ceiling, and reaches up and starts smashing the ceiling with this giant axe as well. By the time she's finished, one half of the axe is completely blunt and is now basically being used as a hammer.
I am somehow because I don't know, I don't sort of have a way specifically to communicate with the Summer King necessarily, but
You've never tried.
No, so but I am trying through my mind's eye to tell him this information that this stuff is here. I probably haven't completely taken it in. I'm sort of trying to say what people like. I'm still feeling like crap, I'm guessing, because it's so here, and I'm saying you got to be careful of this. Make sure that you bamf in. If you can bamf in after this point, then you need to do it. And I'm just warning them that this stuff exists and
Sure.
that it'll kill you.
You do it by daydreaming. You
Right.
imagine yourself stood in front of him, and
Kind of thinking that.
your daydream starts speaking back, and in your mind's eye stood on this hillock where in front of his steed he says, yes, the mundanes have always had two weapons against the Fae. Cold iron, very well known. Salt doesn't work on us, despite what the certain legends say. And this is good for anyone who is not a mundane. Certainly our kind can get very sick due to it all. So much so that it can't even pass into the Feywild. But if
Well,
we
be
go into
Careful.
Mundus, I'm worried that she may have more of that to use against us.
This sounds like this is a mine for the very stuff. So yeah, I will not call you until I know it's clear.
Orichalcum, if it's treated the right way, becomes a very powerful, very enchantable metal. The purified form can come into the Feywild, but after that time, it can't turn into the dark. This is tainted, abused. It, it's considered to be sacrilegious by dwarves to use it this way. I have a feeling that your veteran caster wants to be the only caster in the room by the time you have a showdown, or at
I'm
least
not
to weaken
surprised.
you. Tell Glory not to touch it either. That thing will suck the very energy out of her.
I do so when I come to sort of thing where I'm sort of
Glory
realizing
already knows it.
it. Yeah.
You will lose spell slots.
Yeah,
If you touch this thing.
I'm not touching that thing.
This is a
I
very
will
interesting-
very politely ask Hestia,
Hester.
Hester to like, would you mind carrying me to the other side just for
Oh my
safety?
god.
No, hold on. In Glory's defense, and yes, I cannot believe I just used those words. This may be the only time she's ever uttered that phrase with no sexual connotations whatsoever.
Literal devil's advocate.
Yeah.
Felicia
I
Felicia
decide
slash Glory,
to put
was
the
there
clips
any
down.
sexual connotation to have the big dragonborn lady carry you?
No.
Okay, right.
This time.
I won't get you to roll for flirt then, that's fine. Okay.
This time.
Yeah, Hester scoops you up like you're a fucking doll, and carries you across with no problems whatsoever, very quickly as well. And
I look expectantly at Aiden.
deposits you on the other side. As Hester walks back, you hear. I just want Glory.
Mm-hmm.
Just want you. Give me a perception check.
That is not my best, but I am proficient. Need more wisdom. Oh, hello, natural 20.
All right.
26.
In that case, you get to make an initiative check against the member of the legacy that's just stepped out with a very nasty-looking arrow.
Oh, hello.
Initiative.
Will a 12 suffice?
He goes first.
Oh.
That's a 19 on the dice, which means for this guy, that is a 23, which hits, I assume,
Mm-hmm.
unless you would like to use anything.
Well, would I... the Ring of Evasion works when I fail a dex save, so can't use that.
Mm-hmm. You didn't mention using the earring, so that
Oh, yeah! I could use the earring to... no,
but you
because
haven't used it yet. It has to be something you declare in advance.
Yeah, I must declare, so I haven't used that one yet. I am thinking... well, I hate using D&D Beyond, but it is useful. Isn't Misty Step a bonus action?
It's a bonus
So
action,
not
but
a
it's not your turn.
reaction.
Yeah. Only reactions. You only have a reaction.
Yeah, that's the issue. That is very much the issue.
I wanted to check just in case you had shield or anything like that.
No.
Take 6 points of piercing damage
Okay.
and lose
How
4
much
levels
my-
of spell slots in any combination you choose.
How many levels?
4 levels.
Ouch.
So 4 level 1s, 2 level 1s, level 2, whatever you want, but take 4 levels of spell slots out as this dark orichalcum tipped arrow
Yeah.
pierces your body.
Okay, we're going to need the rogue and the blood hunter to go deal with that very quickly, please.
I don't know, like,
Could I have turned into Simon? It's so to prevent me
4
from
levels.
touching any of this. Could I have turned into a bat, like flying across the?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I
You do notice that as you fly over the floor, your bat form slows down slightly. It's slightly harder. Seems like it's exhausted, lackadaisical. Yeah.
Piece of-
I'm going to say that because Aiden is one of the few affected, like one of the two that's not affected. He's probably at the front with Hesta,
Sure.
right? Would Aiden have noticed the same thing Glory have noticed? I mean, I'm fine rolling a perception check.
I would say now that because this guy was literally, he was just waiting for the first person to be in that doorway, and he had like all the time in the world to get the best hiding spot. Now that you hear the crossbow go off, yes, you are aware that he's there. Definitely, you and
Okay.
Hester.
Okay,
Do
cool.
I also know? Because I flew across them.
Yeah.
Okay.
So the first, like, immediately I'm taking out the witchlock pistol and I'm shooting him.
Are
okay.
we rolling in initiative?
I
by
mean,
the
this
way?
is just one guy, so I mean, out of all of you, I'm pretty sure this guy's fucked.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He-
this is the reason why we were like, go forth,
Yeah.
martial characters, and obliterate.
You each get a chance to hit this guy. He seems to be wearing some form of armor. The first legacy that you've met so far that has them, he seems to have a breastplate on. So go for the attacks.
25 to hit.
25 to hit. Hits. Give me damage. Corinne, start rolling to hit. Felicia, you're on deck.
1d8 plus dex. Okay. Give me a moment.
No,
I haven't
if-
fired this
blow
thing.
my spell slots on a
Oh, wow.
fucking.
I was
move.
going to say if Cora and I also get a turn.
A turn to get over. Yes.
Well, no, I was going to say, is he within 60 feet of me?
Yeah, I mean, well,
no.
yeah. How far?
Where you are at the moment, you would have to go forward into the room, which, as I say, has been
I
made
see, we
safe. The
can't
trench
see
has been
them.
made safe by Hester to see him. But
Okay.
now Hester's trench is safe.
Cool.
That's going to be for my end. 8 plus 4 dexterity, so that's 12 points of damage, piercing, I imagine, plus
yeah.
the 1 fire that it has.
Hits him. Even with the breastplate, you manage to get him just under the breastplate in the stomach.
If the target is undead, they take an extra d6 of damage. I didn't see that. If it's a member of the
Give me that D6. This guy is undead.
Yeah,
He's
boy.
hard to detect, but he's undead.
Motherfucker, 1. That's 1
every
point of
little
extra
helps.
radiant damage.
There's a sudden explosion in this guy's gut. He's still smiling, but he's like, it's hurting him.
26 points of fire damage as I throw a firebolt at him.
26.
Oh,
Yep,
Jesus.
I rolled a
It's
10 and a 9.
3d10.
Oh, of course, it's a bunch of D10s for you guys now,
Yeah,
isn't it?
it's free.
Sure. I'm going with you guys are doing this all simultaneously. Eclipse, I presume, turns out from being a bat.
Yes. Do I get advantage, Simon, and sneak attack?
Nah.
Okay, because I can use my bonus action to stealth and then attack.
Go on. Go for the bonus action. Yeah.
So, my stealth.
Let
Rolled.
the rogue do the rogue thing.
Yeah.
I rolled under a 10, so I take 10. So 25.
25. Yes, that's why I didn't even care about you rolling for the stealth.
Yeah, and then advantage. Oh, my attack.
Yeah.
So first one was 14. Second one was 13. Now, fucking hell! What a crapshoot. 14. Does that hit?
No, you do the whole act of having to untransform from a bat, duck out to the side, then come out and throw the lash knife. Unfortunately, it's just too many things to do within that 6-second slot. And you narrowly miss him. You just hit the brickwork next to him. However, it's the explosion, the crater in his stomach from the witchlock pistol, followed up by an incredibly pissed off Glory that just throws a firebolt straight at this guy's head. He's there laughing, throwing his head back, laughing, and the firebolt goes straight into his mouth. And you can just see that his mouth and his neck just get charred up by this, and he falls down deader.
Well, the bad news is because I couldn't get to him. He's probably going to come back at some point. But at least it's a problem we don't have to deal with now.
Not necessarily a problem.
Well, we're taking care of the big problem that will make all of the other problems go away. So
That's true. Let's just deal with it. Let's deal with the big problem fast.
Okay. Seems to have just been a nasty trick on the part of the Witch Queen, just leaving someone here just to plink the first person that came across. Just in case you guys did think about ferrying your casters across, this guy was lying in wait. And clearly they've got the attrition they were looking for. The tunnel continues.
They got the sorcerer that can get new spell slots.
yes.
It's true.
You continue down, and there's a.
I just realised I actually have, as a ritual spell, Tensor's floating disc.
Oh my god. Womp 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 womp.
Leaving this incredibly toxic metal behind, you continue on down. Around about 20 foot, 30 foot away, leaving it behind you, Cora, the nausea passes. You start feeling whole again. And you realize that around you, back then, everything felt grey and oppressive. You felt like the air was pressing on your skin. It was terrible. Now you're free from it. Your senses seem to go a little further, and you can feel like some of the rock around you is twinkling. It's like it's not like glitter you can see, but it's glitter you can feel all around you. You end up going into the next section, and this seems to be.
Before we leave this section, I will look at the rogue and say, "Anti-magic arrows."
Yeah, Simon.
Oh yeah, can
sorry.
I grab the arrows that he left?
Yes, you managed to pick up 4 anti-magic arrows.
Cool. I also cast Gentle Repose on the body.
Sure.
It's for 10 days. It's protected from decay and can't become undead.
Good stuff. You walk into the next place, and this is clearly where the Orichalcum was once forged. Standing in front of 12 large smelting urns is a single legacy, just smiling at you. He's unarmed. And you can see that coming out of the smelting urn with these horrible green flames is this sticky, black, unctuous, slow-moving, metallic liquid that's being poured into the ingot molds in front of him. He gives a big grin, says, "She's waiting for you." And you can see he takes out a wooden board and starts pulling it across, feeding this horrible substance into these ingots.
I'm totally Eldritch blasting this.
I was going to say, Simon, make me an intelligence saving throw, please.
Let's see. That will be 14 flat.
Okay. He takes 16 points of psychic damage as an enraged Farewell's eyes flash purple, and I cast Mind Sliver on him.
Oh, shit. And at the same time, Kate,
Well,
mass roll your...
I'm going to do Chill Touch because I think
Chill Touch.
I just prefer that for these dead things. I just Chill
Yeah.
Touch is just like so I'll do that.
It is good shit.
I don't probably
Storm,
need
give
to
me a
with the-
D20, please.
So hold on, what do I do?
Oh no,
Chill
did he
Touch
do what I
is-
thought he did?
No?
Okay.
Thank you, Storm.
God, I have 3 D8s now. Okay.
Don't scare
No, wait,
us, Simon. This is scary
These
now.
D8s.
We be dancing around that shit.
Wait, hold on. No, wait, I have to make a ranged spell attack first. Oh, bollocks. Okay, well, forget that.
Remember, you get 3 bolts.
Yeah.
No, she's doing chill touch now.
I'm doing
yeah.
Chill Touch, but I do get 3 damage, but only if I hit it.
Yeah.
And when my spell attack is a plus 12, so actually 12, 13, 14, 15. I only rolled a 3. Do I?
Yeah, it hits this guy who's only wearing a leather apron. And
Yeah, I mean,
well,
I didn't
and
think
clothes.
he. really didn't care. It's
Yeah,
just like, I'm going to
don't
stop
want to
you
get
making these things.
excited. Yeah, this guy was just wearing like a leather apron, which is basically the closest thing you get to PPE in the medieval ages. And between this psychic damage and then this you don't get to do the CGI of. I do. You watch as Cora flicks out with her hands that normally throws an
13
eldritch
damage.
blast, and instead a pair of spectral hands grab him around the throat and start to choke him. He screams at the psychic damage, and then black veins appear from his neck, from where the chill touch got him, and he falls down dead. And this voice in Cora's head goes, "Revenge. Always one of my more favorite emotions."
Whoops.
Uh-oh.
Chill touch. Yeah, it's
It's a winter one. Yeah, I know. She'll use anything she can right now.
Jesus Christ, Storm.
You can see that only one of these smelting pots has been used for making the orichalcum. The body lies there still, and you carry on walking. The next is a larger hall. You can see tracks in the floor where dwarves will have put the cooling ingots into mine carts or track trolleys and taking it into what is a large smithing hall. This is something that the dwarves have made songs about. It's a very poetic place, even though it is a bunch of short, hairy guys hitting things with hammers. This is where generations of dwarves would be taught how to shape the metal, in this case, orichalcum, to shape it, to work it, to make things out of it. And this being an orichalcum mine and second only to a residuum mine, this would be a place where a lot of magical items would have been made.
yeah.
The all of the anvils are empty. Obviously, nobody there. You can see that there are some haphazard areas that seem to be kind of roughshod work areas. You know, no dwarf would ever keep an area like this. So clearly it's the legacy that have used it. Maybe there's been a few blacksmiths amongst them all. And sat looking incredibly depressed is a spectral figure. An actual ghost. Dwarven. Wearing...
Yeah, I understand why he's depressed now.
Yeah.
She,
Yeah.
actually. She, actually. Two large braids ending in large metal clasps slung around her back. She is sat on the anvil, half asleep. And when you come in, she goes, haven't he killed you then? Not yet, at least.
Not without
No.
trying.
No. Aye.
No.
So,
Adrienne. She
farewell.
hops off, walks up to you as a complete ghost and goes, I guess ancestral spirit of the forge, I suppose.
So you're not a member of this legacy gang thing?
She spits on the floor. Now you're fucking kidding. No, these people are, these are a desecration to my people.
Ghost spits. Those are rare. How long have you been here?
Since the end. Since,
Enlighten us. How
since
long?
Wasser Chops killed the king.
That long.
A while then.
We was told to get ready a ceremonial headdress for him, because of course he can't take the crown to the grave. We were in the middle of making it when her fucking lot came in here and killed all the boys, all of them. And she looks around as if she can still see the bodies. They didn't go out. They didn't go with her though. I don't know what's going on with these other fucking idiots around here. But they're all fucking dead inside there. They got some sort of, I don't know. They seem to be able to keep their character, but they're all brainwashed. But
Yeah, that sounds
my
about
boys, when
right.
she killed them, no, they went off to Maraden. They went off to the sea. That's fine. I can't remember how I felt. I kind of.
And
She's come around here and the desecration that she's done to my fucking workshop.
we're not going to make you experience something as traumatic as your own death, but we will. I'll personally assure you that you're not going to have to deal with that desecration anymore.
Well,
Well,
maybe I can
yes.
give you a wee bit of help then, yeah? How does that help? Come this way. She goes over to what seems to be an office and she goes, you, Dragon Girl, you look like a hefty sort. Take no offense at it. Hefty's good for a dwarf. Come on, here. That piece of wall there, have at it, yeah? You fucked your axe, look. And Hester looks at the one broken blade that she used to break up the orichalcum. And she goes, yeah, don't worry, love. Wait, that section there? Aye, fuck it up. Hester smashes the wall.
You
And
know-
it breaks pretty
Barbarian to
easy.
fuck something up.
You know,
Yeah.
for a minute there, I thought she was talking about Glory, and I thought we were going to have to restrain her. There was
Yeah.
a real panic moment that was going through me. Dwarves should clarify more who they're speaking to.
We've been
I
working
mean,
on it for a
yes.
while. Didn't want to give it to her. No, this was something we were working on for the Empress herself. Back in Lucia's not the Empress anymore, I'm guessing. Lucia the First and only was the only Empress who was also an Archmage.
Huh.
And Hester smashes it up and she goes, the box. Do the box. Hester pulls out a box and opens up and she goes, hey, you know what this is? And Hester pulls out a beautiful scepter. It looks more gold than gold.
Damn.
Aye,
May I take a look at it? It's obviously a magical item.
be my guest.
Ho, 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 ho. This is my specialty. Am
Felicia.
I rolling Arcana?
No, you don't need to. The second you touch it, you know what it does.
Ah, one of those.
We called it the Beacon. It doesn't have any other name. I don't know how it'd be any of use to you, but they are. Felicia, as you hold this, you know that you can project spell slots into other people.
Oh fuck. Oh no. Oh no.
You can share your spell slots with other members of the party.
Well, this is going to end well.
Hey, I mean, you're asking.
Or I can
you're-
give it to someone else who can
Well,
then
if
shell
I
them
knew
to
this,
me.
I would
No.
say she's not gonna share. This is Glory.
Yeah.
That's what I mean by this isn't going to end well.
It's a warning.
No.
This is the first and only. I used pretty much all the primal orichalcum that we found in the mine. The stuff that you find and you don't have to take any of it out of the ore. Natural collections.
Mm-hmm.
Your gift
Earth
is
given. Yeah.
your
I doubt you'll ever see this again. But it's experimental, yeah. Every time you use this, every day that you use this, there's a chance that it can somehow start getting a flaw, and that flaw will break it apart. Don't use it
Yeah.
lightly. You can use this to transfer a great amount of power. Can you imagine what it would have been in a battle? All of your battle mages, suddenly they're out of juice, yeah? A bunch of other people come up to them. Each one of them comes up, touches the scepter. They may not be trained in magic, but they've got a certain amount of magic inside them, yeah? They pass that on to the battle mages. The battle mages, suddenly they're juiced up again. It's like there's a beginning of the battle for them. Instead of going in the usual thing of the battle where the only thing you've got left at the end is a bunch of people throwing around those all the little cantripy spell things and people going around with swords and axes and hammers and shit. Instead,
I
all of
take
a sudden,
offense at
you've
that.
got a
My
bunch.
cantrips are very effective.
Oh, I dare say they are, lad. But can you imagine if somebody at the back there suddenly just starts throwing fireballs again? Yeah? 2-3 minutes into a battle and someone's throwing fucking fireballs again. It's like the
Right.
cavalry's turned up, but it's the same people. Yeah? As I say, if you use it in the right circumstance, I don't know if it's against her. But I figure you're all gonna be fucking dead if you don't. Maybe this could be useful somehow. Maybe the thing that you need amongst you all, something could happen. Anyway,
I know exactly where this will be necessary.
Your
Thank
gift
you.
is appreciated. I do mean it. If you don't mind, we do have a witch queen to take care of.
Out of curiosity, just so we cross off the rules, is it the desecration of this place or vengeance against her that you feel is more binding for you to this place?
just fuck her up and I'll be just fine.
Oh, good. I
respect
appreciate
that.
your candor because, to be honest with you, this place is a shithole and it would take me a very long time to tidy it up.
Don't you worry about that. Just once you've managed to evict this bitch, just go to the nearest set of dwarves and tell them there's an Aracalcum mine to sort out. They'll be happy as a pig and shit.
I appreciate it. Thank you so much.
She does have a point. And besides, I do believe we know some dwarves that would love an extra project. And a business venture.
I actually know a company that would be perhaps interested in beginning such a
Exactly.
exclusive relationship.
Obviously.
You sound very business-minded. That's all very good. But as I say, just, go shiv the bitch and we'll get on with the business stuff later, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
As far as I'm concerned, I'll be happy to haunt this place and look over some boys. Putting a bit more spirit into this place. I'll get my time when I get my time. Moradin's not going anywhere.
We'll put a nail in that and we'll come back.
Moradin's not going nowhere. I'm happy being the guardian spirit here for now. But I'm fucking powerless until I get some boys in here doing some proper dwarven work, yeah?
True.
Look,
We should come back to this discussion.
First things first.
Now,
First things first.
let's go and kill a bitch.
Now that's my talk. Get on there. She spits on her hand. Grabs hold of one of the hammers. Come on, you bitch! And the hammer starts to lift up as she poltergeists it into the air. The ringing of the bells! Dunsh, dunsh, and you can hear for the first time, probably in a very long time, the traditional smithing of an anvil. Ding, 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 ding. They ring the anvil to get rid of spirits that would go into the metal. It's an actual thing.
Yeah.
Blacksmiths used to do this. And she goes, I'll get at it. I'll be fucking knackered. Get into it.
I say we get on our way.
Yeah.
You leave. The rest of the halls are unremarked. Now looking for the types of tricks that are coming ahead of you. A few more of the legacy pop out with crossbows and these strange orichalcum tipped arrows. But with Hester pretty much blocking every doorway and taking every blow, it's nothing. You track through what would have been the more administrative and residential quarters. And apart from it being punctuated by the occasional Hester snapping the neck of a guy with a crossbow, it comes to you getting to the heart of this place. Beautiful, large, ornamental vault. On one side, a crowned human figure reaching across to shake the hand of what is quite clearly a dwarf in artisan garb, who is reaching up at the king. Beneath the two of them, there is a beautiful door, 15 foot high, 10 foot wide, double doored, that opens at your approach. The door you can see is about 5 foot wide. It would have taken a lot of time for you to get in here. This is a vault after all, dwarven made. Heavy iron doors, magical mechanism to open it up, probably from the inside. And you can see the strangest of sights. All of the
Please don't tell me they're dancing.
items within ingots of pure Arakalka, not the dark stuff. You can see items that have been made. You can see stacks of gold. Clearly, this is a place where riches have been accrued. You can see chests with things pouring out of them. You can see a big pile of books and a throne. An old-looking throne, ragged at the bottom as if it had been torn out of the floor, is perched. And you see 6 very significant things. There are 4 very dry, respectable-looking men in the garb that you associated the undead. But these aren't undead. They are fairly old. They're probably in their 60s to 70s. Standing there, hands pursed, very kind of courtier style, looking at you with thin, mirthless smiles. Standing behind the throne is a beautiful figure, a figure that I think Cora has seen before. This is the Witch Queen before her transformation. She has her hand on a young girl's shoulder who is sat in the throne. The young girl is the one that you saw, Ivan.
Yeah.
Beautiful, curled locks of honey blonde hair spill over her shoulders. And you can see that she is a very passive face. Where before you saw her crying, no tears on her cheeks, where you saw her panicking and her face tense, she's very calm. And it's the farm girl who, I was going to mention the clothes, who's now in a beautiful dress, beautiful kind of almost regal dress. It's her that speaks. The Witch Queen, human form, beautiful, tall, probably kind of early 30s, has her hands very gently on this girl's shoulder. And the girl says, "Hello. I've been waiting for you."
I'm
There's
sure
a
you
shimmer
have.
at the door that suggests some sort of effect starts at the door of the vault. I've been waiting for you.
I'm sure you have.
Do
really
I-
have gone ahead and take the piss out of us.
Well, that's not good.
I simply had to know that you were worthy. And what were you saying, Kate?
Well,
Yeah.
so I'm assuming we're getting locked in here, and the Fae can just bamf in through some sort of weird portal, right? They're not gonna be traveling through, or are they? Like, I would know this, I'm assuming. As Cora.
You know that when you've gone in and out of the Feywild, you've just disappeared at your location and appeared there.
Yeah.
The Fey normally have to come in through doors to the Feywild. That's how mundanes normally come in. But they have told you that they can just be there when you need them to be there.
Okay.
I'm gonna guess that they're bumping to your exact location.
Yeah, most probably.
Yeah.
But I'm not sensing any of this. I forgot what it's called.
Orichalcum.
Orichalcum in this area, am I? Like, because I'm very aware of it now.
No,
so
you feel
constantly looking for it.
juiced. You feel fine.
But I'm looking for it as well as how I'm feeling. Because when if I'm feeling or seeing this door thing, then I feel like this is the moment I need to call them in. Is my point. Because I feel like if she's putting some sort of lockdown, it might lock down the fact that they can come in. So I'm kind of saying this might be the chance she's
Okay.
locking us in.
Let me specify. You're currently stood outside of the vault. The vault opened its doors and revealed the scene behind.
Okay, sorry.
Where the-
My
where the-
brain
oh,
was
no, I
not
thought
paying
it-
attention to
Yeah,
where
it's
we were
okay
at.
because it's theater of the mind. Every now
Yeah.
and again, I got to color it in a bit more.
Thank
The threshold where the doors
you.
open
Okay.
shimmers very slightly, almost like there's some sort of veil. You're not
Okay.
quite sure.
Then sorry.
And what
kind
you're
of
seeing is
retconning
the
what I'm
Witch
saying
Queen
then.
and her 4 advisors in
Yeah.
human form,
Yeah.
and the farm girl sat on the throne with the Witch Queen with her hand on the shoulder.
Okay.
You're outside the vault at
Right.
the moment.
Then
And is
then
there
I'm
a-
not doing it. I'm letting them know that we are here, that we can see her. I'm just trying to give him some information. I'm definitely waiting until we are in situ,
Inside.
Is
where
there-
it's like piang piang. Sorry.
No, my
Clarify.
bad.
No, it's fine. I'm just sometimes theater
yeah.
of mind leaves me going, wait, where am I?
And
so I just had
Cora,
Same.
the Summer King says, "We're here when you need us.
Yeah. Okay.
Think, but play smart."
Yeah. That's.
Yeah, about that.
Intelligence of 10 or 0 or whatever.
Oh, no. Anyway, so you said, is there like a shimmering barrier in front of us when the vault door opened? Is that what you said, Simon?
There's a slight ripple. It's not shimmering, but there's like a very slight heat ripple that is barely perceptible. But you have enough time when you're taking in the scene to see it.
I think I will say to everyone, I will make clear that I'm like, if they in case it's not clear, I'll be like, well, I don't think she looks like that now. And like to let them know that this is probably not what we're seeing, or whatever. This is how
no.
I think they all know it, but like
I think
Cora
she
can
wants
make-
to relive the glory days.
I had to know that you were worthy. You see, the great
Worthy of what?
a great portent is to come to pass. A ruler, a king like no other.
Do
is
you
to
mean the
come-
architect?
I have not heard of this
So on
name.
brand. So on brand.
I've not heard of this name, but a great king is to come. A god king. One who will rebuild the worlds anew.
To be honest, he's kind of a poser. You really shouldn't put too much into that.
We already thwarted him once,
A mere setback, I'm sure.
It's only a setback.
As this conversation, Simon, is going on,
Mm-hmm.
Farewell has just started walking forwards. He's
Yeah.
not said anything, he's not done anything, he's just started walking forwards.
I am keeping my eye on Farewell. I am literally ignoring the Witch Queen just to
Joe?
have a look, keep a lookout on Farewell.
She doesn't seem to be concerned that you're stepping forward, Farewell. And she says, "You see, only the worthy will be spared and be able to pass into the new age."
Who
I'm
says
I
going
have
you're
forward
been-
with farewell, FYI. Like
Sure.
I'm keeping heading towards the door, but probably not through it unless he does. But I'm not letting him wander too far away from us. We're keeping pace.
Yeah, we're behind. Just
Only the worthy will be able to pass into the new age. I am preparing my tribute for the great king to show him that I am ready to work by his side and
What do
be
you
able
think
to
the new
build
age is
the
going to
world
look
anew.
like?
It shall be glorious.
Also, who the hell told you were worthy?
Yeah.
I shall prove myself worthy, as you have to me.
You
That's
will.
I would
Okay.
quite happily have dispatched you if you were lesser beings, but my legacy have tested you. We are ready
You know,
for him to come, and when he comes, we can present a united front and receive him and be accepted by him.
right.
If not, it is the end of us all.
she's the
More
worst
likely
kind
the
of
end of
undead.
him. Most of the world is kind of pissed at him
God
currently.
damn you to say. Roll me a D100.
Oh, come
Oh my
on!
god! Wild magic now!
Of course.
Of course.
I mean,
They
look,
only have
why
10
did it
more
not happen?
minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I roll this. That's that one. And exclamation point D100.
Exclamation mark D100, dude.
53.
I don't like that number.
Okay.
Sounds like an evil
Someone mentioned
number.
farewell. Farewell. You have a feeling that it's going to take a lot of drink to get you sorted out on this. You feel thirsty.
Oh no.
No,
Considering
the
that,
get
like,
drunk.
Considering that I'm like technically descended from like water primordials, that's
That's a bit
very
By the way,
concerning.
Simon, do you remember that I still have some sort of wild magic effect on me?
Yep. Yep, still hasn't gone off.
Yes.
Incredible.
So
I am convinced Simon has just forgotten about it occasionally, and
No.
like trigger
Nope.
has happened.
Knowing
Trigger
him-
hasn't happened.
knowing him, the trigger is the most
Very specific.
opportune. It's the most opportune trigger. So yeah, I will keep walking until I'm probably 1 or 2 feet away from the sort of threshold to the vault. And for those of you that are around, Farewell's not actually staring at the Witch Queen or any of the mages. It's the farm girl that his attention is on, and you can see like there's quite clearly tears welling up in his eyes. He reaches into his bag, and he pulls out a small, very delicate, very intricate golden raven with onyx eyes, and you can see that there's sort of really sort of excellent sort of material done, and he just places it in both of his hands, and as he does, sort of holding it between his hands, he casts Celestial Ally, and he summons a Celestial Defender right behind where the throne is.
Okay. A
It's a good
sudden connection with the divine realms floods through you. At which point you hear kind of an angel song, and amongst the angel song you hear, "And when they flew to her side, the once mortal god, they received their orders from her and knew their roles within the new order. Which role do you call champion of the Raven Queen?"
So you'll see a sort of full-on, like, heavily armored, like very sort of, proper full plate, full-on, like, angelic wings, just carrying this large, sort of two-handed mace in its hand. And Farrell just speaks, because destroy them all. And it's going to take a swing at the throne. I want to shatter it.
Nice.
I approve.
So this happens very quickly because, bear in mind, all of the stuff I said, the divine music and all the rest of it, this happens in Farrell's head.
Yeah, well, we're chatting
Right.
to her, being like, "Hey, you deluded
She's there
girl."
doing the Dr. Evil speech.
Yeah, something Aiden was going to say is like, oh god, she's the worst type of undead. The ones who talk too much.
Oh, by the way, Simon, I cast this at 7th level.
Shit!
Right,
Okay.
just so that we get that out there. This has
Okay,
been
so what
cast
does
at
that do mechanically?
So that
mechanically,
means
it brings down a fucking planetar, I think, at that level.
it's got an AC of 20. It has for each level spell above 5th, so plus 10, so that's plus 20. So it has 70 hit points. When it attacks with its mace, it does 1d10 plus 3 plus 1d10 plus 10 radiant damage.
Out.
And it can also do 1d10 and grants
1d10 temporary hit points.
points.
Yeah. Okay. The planetar. Because that's the fucking level we're talking about that you're doing at this point. This is a planetar angel. The only thing bigger than this is a solar.
Yep.
A planetar explodes, smashing the illusion barrier in front of you. And
it makes 3 attacks, by the way.
Oh
It
yeah,
can attack
yeah.
3 times.
It's about to. It explodes into the middle of the vault. The illusionary barrier goes down, revealing the undead mages, the undead witch queen, who has her hand still on this very passive-looking Goldilocks character. The nickname I had for this was Goldilocks. And
appropriate.
The planetar appears and says, looks at the witch queen and says, "Impure." And brings the mace down. You said to fuck up the throne.
If the throne is destroyed in like 1 hit, I'm quite happy for it to march forward and start wailing on some mages.
Sure. I'll tell you that I'll just use one of the attacks.
Yeah.
It smashes the throne to bits. Just need to check. Yeah. As the throne explodes, the girl gets thrown from the throne, hits the floor, and seems to be lifeless. Just flops on the floor like a rag doll. The witch queen spirals round and kind of shrieks a silent shriek, because the witch queen doesn't actually have a voice. Shrieks a silent shriek and brings these 2 huge claws to bear, at which point the angel just kind of looks at her dismissively and is going to attack one of the mages.
Yeah,
it gains we're not killing her.
It gains 9 hit points, the angel does.
Okay. 9 on top of that. Yep, okay. I need to do some maths in a bit. So it's going to try to do 2 hits against the first one. So roll me, you've got the attack values on this, so give me 2 attacks from the planetar. And then we're going to round up and ready to go into combat. Second we start the next session.
So that's a 16 to hit.
Hits the guy in the robes. Do me damage.
Okay. Hold on. Can I get that? I can't get that in another window. That's fine. And that's going to be... Sorry. Yeah. That's going to be... That's better. 17 points of radiant damage.
A good start. A very good start.
Nice.
Give me the second attack. It's just going to do 2 bum bum after.
Yeah, I mean that's going to hit. That's a 22.
22
to hit.
Okay. Yeah. Give me some damage.
And that's 16 points of radiant damage.
Not at all bad. That's 33 total points of damage in the opening salvo.
I mean, you would hope so. If you blow a 7th level spell, you would want some big daddy damage.
Oh yeah. Bear in mind, this is stuff that's not even going to happen. It's not stuff that you're going to have to continue doing. This will just do it every turn that it's here. You are a little bit disturbed when these 2 giant strikes, this very tall planetar angel. I'm going to say it's not a mace, it's a standard.
Cool,
Yeah.
cool. Yeah.
It's a standard with like a weight at the end, and it smashes the so it's a flag bearer of the Raven Queen. Smashes it into the throne, completely fucks up the throne. Smashes it twice into the face of the caster. It does a little bit of damage. So that gives you some idea of what you're going up against here. The caster picks itself up, dusts off its robes, and starts to throw spells at the planetar. With that, we're going to pause it here. And you are going, the second that we get back next Friday, you are fighting the Witch Queen, her 4 casters, and all of the layer actions that have been set up. In
Oh
this
my
place.
god!
Oh, Christ,
So,
of course.
of course.
Yep.
I can't be here for the next, I don't know, how many weeks should we say before he forgets that we have to do this?
God.
So a
Not
huge
allowed.
thank you to everybody. It's great to be back and great to be doing this, especially considering after this, these guys level up because they weren't fucking powerful enough already. And we're going into what is the penultimate arc of the fucking saga.
Oh, holy
wow.
shit!
So yeah, I'm like, whoa, everything's getting
This
big.
feels bad enough. I don't want it to get bigger.
Yeah. If the next arc is the penultimate arc, that means the finale will be in 5 years.
Yeah, around about 5 years. I was thinking just before retirement, that kind of thing. Yeah, so
Amazing.
yeah, you guys are taking out a major big bad. This ordinarily would be like the big bad for certain campaigns and short campaigns and stuff. This is a stumbling block along the way, but with a lot of assets that you'll get. Clearly, nobody knows more about the God King than the Witch
God King.
And yeah, I got it from like Egyptian reference. They used to call all the kings God King.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the I like that. I'm going to take that. So the yeah, you guys are now at a point where if/when you manage to beat her, because she nasty, I'm scared.
It was merely a setback.
You
All right, Kale, calm down.
Tempest Keep was merely a setback.
some blind night elf mongrel.
I don't know what they're talking about. I'm
Magister's
scared.
Terrace was merely a setback. He
No,
says it so many times.
But yeah, you will be getting all that she knows on the God King, as she calls
Yeah,
him,
then it's well
in
worth
preparation
your time.
for what is to
You
come.
are not prepared.
So, thank you, everybody. Glad to be back. Big thank you to Stygian. I mean, my God,
Digit
that's
of the shit.
Yeah,
fucking
Kevin.
17, Kevin. 17 fucking subs.
Right.
Thanks to
We
you and
definitely doing
Hermit. With
credits
Hermit, that's
today.
22.
I feel like
Between you and Hermit, most of the community now has a subscription.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
we should have 35 sub points now, 7.
35. Yeah, it's insane.
I feel
Uh,
like
If you can double check it, because otherwise I will.
No, it says here 35 sub points. I've got it on.
That
the
means
dashboard.
we have another emote slot unlocked.
Okay.
Okay, guys, I'm gonna put up a poll on Discord, so hopefully all of you are there, so
Yeah.
you can decide on what the next emote is.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah.
Thank you very
that
much.
will come up in the next coming day. Just
I
give
know
me
what
a
it
bit.
should be, or at least what it should. Yeah, I know what it should be.
Yeah.
Go on.
That's it.
Wild magic.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I like
yeah.
that one. Wild magic. That's.
I
gonna
mean, they
definitely be one of
freaking
the
use it all the time, and I
Yeah.
think they something that's that. Even if it literally could even be the words wild magic or something.
Or
Yeah,
just
yeah.
like a multicolored flame
Yeah.
kind of
Well, for
Just-
one of the
I don't know.
things
That's
that
my-
we've got
my
coming up,
opinion.
Scorm has actually been designing wild magic alternatives for other settings. So
That's cool.
yeah. Didn't you know we have a whole secret society
I mean,
thing? It's
We're meant to be
Uh,
chaos,
Wild magic or
chaotic
Uno reverse, you
neutral,
think,
but
Hermit?
chaotic
Mm.
explosions make sense on
Hey,
this channel.
are we going to raid someone?
we are going to raid. Let's take a quick look and see.
Because I got a
who
RP
is,
funeral to go
Chaos
to.
magic.
Yay,
Oh,
which I
that
probably
is a
can't go
good
to
name,
anyway.
Scorm.
'cause-
We like
Perhaps.
that.
Chaos magic.
That's it.
Yeah, chaos
so
magic.
what have we got here?
Absolutely.
Penance is doing Phasmophobia. We've got the usual Red Dead guys. Blah blah blah. Evan Caitlin 6-2. See if these meh. The deck box are doing Dungeons and Dragons.
Okay. Shall we? Do you want to make that decision while I go to the closing?
Well,
thing, or do
yeah,
you-
I
let's-
know he's not playing D&D or something, but we could.
It's also Gianni.
We could raid Stygian. He's online now.
Oh, Raid
Oh,
Kevin.
I'd say
Yeah.
we do that. Yeah.
Oh yeah, of course we do it. My God. Yeah. in
Fucking
that
no
case-
brainer.
Yeah, let's raid Stygian, and so yes, we'll go to credits. Stick around. and show some love to Stygian, who has given most of you guys subscriptions to the channel now.
Yeah.
I mean, he's tier 3, or like he's a tier 3 sub. He's so much.
He's really pushed up. So big thank you to you all, and join us on Sunday for the continuing rescue of Silver Ridge by the Iron Wall and the Archangel Air Support Squadron. So we will see you then. Have a great weekend, and good night.
Good night, everyone.
Good night.